CareFinder is a real estate company that focuses on property development within the Gambia. We pride ourselves with providing not just quality and durable houses, but also state-of-the-art designs tailored to our clients' tastes and expectations. Our unique experience and expertise is second to none in the industry. We are currently building and selling 3-bedroom bungalows at Sukuta Traffic Lights and Jabang. We're also building and selling 3-bedroom story buildings at Sukuta Paradise. Other sites are also in the pipeline. With CareFinder, payment options are available. With just 40% deposit, you can get your house started. For more information, contact us on 329-5188, 727-0049, 709-8418. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at CareFinder. With CareFinder, you are assured of a secure investment.
mbokk yi ñu ngi leen di dalalaat beneen ajuma fii ci suñ show bi ñuy am the Grand Bantaba ci Kër Fatou di am kontante ak mbégte pour indilaat leen show bii nii waxtaan bi nga xam ne moom la ñuy def ajuma bu nekk waxtaan boo xam ne waxtaani xelalante la waxtaani xalaat la waxtaani déggoo la waxtaani mbokk la ak waxtaani biir kër ngeen di toog saa yu nekk ajuma mu nekk di ko xaar moo tax ñu ñëwaat rek ne dinañ leen ko indeel tey nag mu nekkaat beneen ajuma bu yanja ni ma koy waxee rek Grand Friday a Grand Bantaba show and of course a very grand guest tey nag suñ guest bi ci yëfi ndaw ñi lay yëngu te xam naa ne ndaw ñi ñoo ëpp ci dëkk bi kon tey seen bés la toog leen ngeen seetaan ñu am waxtaan boo xam ne dina leen indil ay leerte yu bari ay yokkaleen xam-xam indil leen tamit loo xam ne xëy na di ngeen ci gis ay jëm kanam ak yokkute ci yéen mu ci nekk du may def rek mooy indi ñi nga xam ne ñoom laa bokkal panel bi nii suma mbokki sénégalais yi ni ñu koy waxee plateau bi tey moom suma fooñi broda bi suma fooñi broda bi tey mu toog na moom boo ko xoolee rek nga xam fu mu bokk boo ko xoolee rek jarul laajte mu toog na werta bu am jom ak mbaxana bi koppati bi MC su fi nekkoon na nu mu leen sa koppati bi neen xam nga moom yi ma koy daaneel yii la bëgga Ablaye nuyu naa la ak sa green rafet na sa green am na jom waaw ñu ngi laa dalal si beneen ajuma Ablaye
lu green rek baax
ahankay waaw green is agriculture boobu d'accord na one good thing Yaya Jammeh did was choosing green as a color.
Absolutely. You know, color for humanity, color for life.
Jammeh is a farmer.
Okay.
Jërëjëf. And welcome, you know, swing guests, and of course the entire brotherhood and sisterhood on the panel. ñu ñuy seetaan everybody ñu ngi nuyu ñëpp ñu ngi ñaan yàlla dimbale suñu njiit yi suñu kilifa nekk bitim réew fii Gambia ak bitim réew and then of course Gambians foo mën a bool ñu mun a gis Gambia ñu mun a xeepu Gambia mu dem kanam it's always a pleasure to be on the show ñu nekk tamit mile to am tolof wala siloptaan yëpp ñu ngi ñaanal thank you sis.
Jërëjëf Ablaye. Namo bari ite fanan bi ibe koy ring fer
na leer
ñu ne weex na rek mu ne weex
pour bugul leen dem na leer
if you want to xaaral borom de ju bu naa jooy de jam xaaral boo soo ko fi bëggee wax da nga war a fay royalty si man soo bëggee use loolu ba bëggul leen dem da ngeen am pour fay bu dul loolu daal ma yóbbu leen ca tribunal la dama ko ragal
danaa ko jël de
ako moom
baro bëggul leen dem kon tey fii xalas de ani su bëggul leen dem na nguur bi tamit na make sure ne nguur bi amul benn lëndëm
si sa gis-gis nguur bi dafa lëndëm
dafa leeral
ok
investigation
waa léegi bàyyi suma moom
dafa am investigation mu
bàyyi man fota ite ma ay kontondiro say ni tebe kontondiro ke la ya naka ya jaabi namo aha
namo mafula mole ko juma mubarak alay mabe juma do fanan na koteke
amin allah
be mira wala koteke fo ala satina min mabe bla jama
amin allah
ni kayra bani harji pri bal
amin
na panisol kontonna kata Mr. Boja na kontonna bake na mo be fon kontonna bigo bi fana ye pare
hankay lafita wo kuma la bi fanang ye pare le ima foko bi ye pare ko bi fanang ye pare te me ya yen long dorong ya lo ko parendelo wo mun talete
yalo namo barno do ni TikTok kijam sano ma do lo mate ab nana bu ko ni TikTok ke drone isa dara telephone da kor yala ko ñepp defra ni ne ko ko ki da ba ngay fo la biti say jedro ni nga TikTok ke dro say kerle le
ay ko
kuma ngay ti wado dul fo de kan ñina la fo fo ti fo yalla do debe ker ngay do fo ko mi sa ko nga ke RIP tal mo ko register sa ti si ko na
ay ko ay abatu ni show banta be TikTok do dundi la de
so jiber lal mal be kontona ka sutio ñim konto na no ma ba fon jati ba fon be America bu ba gaji ko ma kontona bage
okay
honorable ma kontona kata fo MC chamnol be kontona won men be kan jibe mal bismillah la programme oto ka fale dron alhamdulillah si doit programme ni continue bara hari sai alal dabula programme ni kono ya sponsor more and more ça je na conference tabinit be mol commande la men alon ko place tiol le muti e nio solo gambela yiro wa polto si kare dankuna jang e ni krefatna sinan si kacha ni platform moto jang na politiciano lu na dina nyato ko lu do fendi natre bangola nyato tale kene ti jam ti jam pour ti jam be ñi si bla men do jam e a condition be ni bakan ka dawala ñim fundi la jang kana si bakan jama jande kana place ma jang donc ñoo ko ngam fan su formo su donc ka ca ci
wallahi
kila bu ka tar ndamal te
wallahi
so al desa ka da drum ni si ka ca banko la pula na lu tam bay ban tan lat
hankay
ne to fanam ba konto na ba ke yani kerfat na engineer men be bi jam technician men be bi jam be konto na kal tentu kal jay al bismillah programme no
abaraka namo abaraka kontondoro ñiñata ñalon ko dol be siri iman wo kontondoro iman la fela iman kontani ila kontondoro ñimala bari nte ila mo nte kontanta
ha to ñalam ha alors
man na e fa ni won ba fi ha ke ya ni won ba fi
no ani mo penye bon ani man na
wa ba yo
ani man na mi no boy ala ko ndroje ni be la o yalo ala ko ndroje bi al talbo ko ndroje al tan episode oldo ayaki bi biya ko ndroje nyamenge fo anana ko ke la ba nyaagi ñu ko ndroje nyala alors que subo men kodo subo ñu ma fon subo ba kaka tulo hakilo
ayo ite ni moli konton
ako aka tulo hakilo lela talibu tolindi ndambito so
Go.
be ko
No.
no
Ala mo na nakrevan wolo comment section. Nga candidate gal kay ka put you are stupid. Ko ala mo jall ka men na mara mo kala.
no
I don't want buguma tera no 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 it's outside the show like internet show the small show no ak ñi ñoo seetaan
Dede, nuyu naa yëpp. waa am nga man suma nuyoo bi. bu mais na ko dentro mbaa kayen je. bari mais tani boy mais men chokos fan naa fana finish de. men finish ja. fan naa finish. alors bide ako sako Gambia no this is not terrible. Guy this is terrible. You sitting there someone
Somebody is dying for you. Ala you do go do for mo kara.
guys
Because candidate ka ko nyu
so anyway
na mo dele wala sa ay channel le fenga
atele so bamele kana no comment kili leke abi no comment ke abana man si no comment for I'm call mala call sika ala for mo kon e ma na ako mo kon ta le men na CEO Kondona, I mean, our humble CEO of Kelfatu and the entire team of Kelfatu, technician Olmelialong, will live in Vejang, and this program has been a program it's almost 3 years, right? It's almost getting 2 years, right? And so the sponsor Olmelialong, they are with us, especially Kelfatu. Is one of our key sponsors since we start up to now is with us. But Kontona Baki, Benwala Alma Ale Barco business. The other sponsors they are looking at us, they are going to come over and come forward and because this show is one of the biggest platforms in this country. And we're going towards election here. And now we're going to be guests also they are going to be guests. People will be ready to listen to them. So the show is growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, the serious, the big serious, Basiru America Banco come enjoy Babulego boss. Saludo. But Palacio Messi didn't see long time. Advocacy. But I don't know. Back to you then.
jërëjëf suñu yóbbu boobu noonu di la jaajëfal Ndam Baraka Ablaye Baraka pour di wax ñi nga xam ne ñoo ñuy seetaan rek boo gisee ñu toog fi mun leen a indi show bi ni ajuma bu nekk dafa am ku ñuy dooleel dafa am ñu ñuy doole bu passé Fatou Touré mi nga xam ne mooy borom kër gi mooy borom kër Fatou kii dooleel show bi ni mooy business bu ñuy ooyee Kër Fayda nag ñoom ñuy yëngu ci yëfi jaay kër jëndam kër ak sampa ñu nekk ñu xarañ ñoo xam ne seen xel màcc na lool ci fànn boobu noonu ba pare suñ ne déggu suñ ne am xam-xam suñ ne jub ñoom boo demee ci ñoom di nga gis loolu yëpp ci ñoom parce que ñuy jëflanteel ñi nga xam ne jaar nañ ci ñoom ñooy mun a ñëwaat ne ñu ñi ngeen ñu booleel fi ñu dem ba am li nga xam ne loolu lañ soxla kon ñëpp war nañ faa dem li olof di wax ne rek lim saf ki ko macca ko xam kon ñi nga xam ne ñoo jëflante Kër Fatou ñoom ñooy taxawaat di wax seen Kër Fayda ñooy wax seen jëflante ak Kër Fayda mboolem ku nekk si diaspora bi si biir Gambie bi fii nii amuloo jot oo sa loxo xat nga bugg a sampa jokkoo la Kër Fayda nga bugg a jënda kër jokkoo la Kër Fayda nga bugg a jaay te amuloo naka ngay jubloo pour def ko jokkoo la Kër Fayda ñoom seen xel màcc na ci loolu te mun nañ laa dimbale ci loolu noonu yëpp kon seen nombay dinañ ko def si screen bi ngeen jël nombay ak seen contact details yëpp pour jokkoo ak ñoom fépp foo nekka seen customer service agency very very skilled te xam nañ liggéey bi am nañ patient seen wax neex na seen wax rafet na seen wax dal na kon bu leen def dara lu mooy jokkoo Kër Fayda pour ñu defal leen seen dream home here in the Gambia or wherever you want it balaa ñoo dugg ci programme bi proper maa ngi jël opportunity bii nii on behalf of Kër Fatou the entire staff the entire panelists of the Grand Bantaba show Oribayo the biggest show pour wax suñ mbokki chrétien yi Christian si ne a blessed Good Friday tey Friday bii nii la chrétien yi Christian si jeexal jamono koor gi nga xam ne moom lañ nekkoon ñeent fukki fan 40 days ñu ko or goo xam ne or la ñaan yàlla ak saraxe yëpp ci yërmande yàlla yëpp ci jaamu yàlla kon su dee ne commencé nañ ko si jaama ñu ñëw ba toog tey ne jeexal nañ ko kon dara waruñu lu may sant yàlla di ñaan ne ñaan yi ñaan ci 40 days yi nii yëpp saraxe yiñ def yërmande gi ak jokkalante giñ def ak mbaax bi nga xam ne moom lañ def ci ñeent fukki fan yi ni yal na ko yàlla rafetlu yal na ko yàlla nangu te yiw googu wàcc si ñun ñëpp suñ kaw yiw googu wàcc ci bépp doomi aadama biir Gambia yiw googu wàcc ci dëkk bi nga xam ne moom lañ nekk fii parce que soxluñ dara lu mooy yiw soxluñ dara lu mooy taranga soxluñ dara yu mooy yërëmande soxluñ dara lu mooy jàmm kon di ñaan jàmm ci dëkk bi ak képp ki nga xam ne moo nekk ci biir dëkk bi ak képp doomi aadama ki nga xam ne mu ngi ci nekku ci biir dëkk bi mu ngi outside ñuy ko oyee ci diaspora bi kon di am kontaan rek ak mbégte tey nag Grand Friday a grand show and a grand guest suñ guest is no other than my very own brother my very own friend my very own comrade ñuy ko ooyee Basiru Ndow Basiru Ndow nag moom moo nekk the Deputy National Youth Advisor to the President of the Gambia muy nekk position boo xam ne yaagut buñ ko appointé si position boobu noonu waaye gannaaw balaa ñuy ko appoint moom ku xarañ la ci wàllu politics ku fes la ci parti NPP di liggéey ak ndaw ñi ba foog naa loolu moo war a tax ñu jël place boobu noonu jox ko kon Basiru ñu ngi lay dalal fii sa first time si Grand Bantaba ci Kër Fatou ma bàyyi la nga nuyoo ak askan bi nga xam ne moo ñuy seetaan.
asalaamaaleykum maa ngi nuyu mbooloo mi yëpp di la gërëm nee na yow ak sa panéliste yi for inviting me pour ñëw toog ñu waxtaan nag dafa am solo ci biir réew su ñoo waxtaan si la ñoo mën a gis suñ bopp si la ñoo mën a dem kanam li ma dee wax always mooy ne time campagne dafa am waaye dafa am time boo xam ne ñun ñëpp dañ war a bokk ñu liggéey benn gàll la dafa am benn direction bu ñoo bu ñu war a jël ñun ñëpp pour ñu àgga fiñ bugg a àgga te yàlla def na tamit recently dama président bi appoint as the deputy youth advisor pour ñu gëstu mbiri youth yi pour ñu seet naka la ñuy empower youth yi naka la ñu mën a dimbale youth yi because société ci dëkk bi 60% of suñ population bi are youth so right now we have to really think critically naka la ñu mën a dimbale youth yooyu noonu pour ñu build up seen capacity dimbale leen pour ñu mën a set up businesses because the youth are the future leaders of this country so that's why the president is very interested in youth. Recently ñu ngi launch 2 major projects fii nii the TVET project with Ministry of Higher Education in partnership with the World Bank. I think it's almost about $400 million. The Creative Art Project with the European Union is almost about $700 million. That is just to empower the youth. Pour ñu dimbale youth ñu mën a sustain seen boppa mën a nekk in businesses. And also the president is really advocating for us to look at the local content. Local content mooy ñu dimbale youth yi nga xam ne ñu ngi nekk ci jënd ak njaay yu ndaw yi ñu dimbale leen pour ñu mën a set up. Youth yi nga xam ne ñu ngi nekk in agriculture we want to help them to get into value addition. Raw materials.
I guess suñ duggee into the programme proper di nekk na yoo xam ne dinaa la ko laaj pour nga indi ay leeral you know because dégg la ni nga ko waxee loolu kenn naka xëccoowu ci ne ndaw yi ñoo ëpp ci dëkk bi te doxalin réew mi ndaw yi dañ ci war a gis seen boppa suñ demee ba gis ne am na ñuñ taana ne yéen yéenay jiitu ci yëfi doxalin ndaw yi réew mi li nga xam ne moom la ndaw yi soxla mu jaar ci yéen pour yéen tamit yaakaar na yéen ndaw ngeen xam ngeen lan mooy mbébét ak joytu ndaw yi ñu taaj leen place boobu noonu loolu mu rafet lool waaye dinañ dugg into yéen seen liggéey li nga xam ne loolu ngeen di def tey it ndax ndaw yi gis nañ ci seen boppa tey lan mooy jëm kanam gi lan lañ ñu séntu te with the help of my panelists dinañ dugg ci yooyu noonu waaye comme niñ koy defee saa yu nekk rek si plateforme bi fii nii am na trending issue yoo xam ne dinañ ko dee indi ñu discuss ko balaa ñoo dugg to the main the substantive issue of the show with the guest that we have mooy yow fu ñuy commencé mooy ne ci week biñ jeexal ni tey ajuma am na ay xew-xew yu bari yoo xam ne xew na te ma bëggoon a indi rek few of those bi ci njëkkee mooy du ne moo gën a important waaye tamit loo xam ne dafa sax ci xoli nit ñi mu itteel nit ñi mu nekk loo xam ne lu nit ñi yàgga di jooy la mooy this recent conviction biñ gis Gambia government doomi Gambia ñu secure a conviction in America mooy in the name of Sankoria right Michael Sankoria ñu ne convict nañ ko in America on the last Tuesday on all 6 counts yi nga xam ne charges yooyu noonu lañ teg ci kawam tuuma yi nga xam ne moom lañ teg ci kawam gis ne am na journaliste yu bari yu demoon fekkee hearing boobu noonu suñ boss Buuba bokk na ci ñi nga xam ne moo dem man damay wax ne lum eeloo la nag parce que Buuba bu demutoon affaire bi du leer de ñu bari duñ dégg ñu bari duñ gis te du leer ci ñu noppi ñu bari kon Buuba demam am na njëriñ foofu noonu di ko jaajëfal te ñëpp dinañ mun a d'accord ak man ne demam am na fa njëriñ ak gis nañ tamit ay victims yu fa nekkoon gis nañ tamit fana representative from Ministry of Justice also ñu bari daal dem nañ foofu noonu mboolem ku mënoon a dem nañ foofu noonu te yëpp tamit ñu gis ne ndeysaan di jaajëfal naka lañ ko waxatee Center for naka Justice and Accountability mi nga xam ne moo sponsor majorly trip bii nii ñëpp ñi fa dem ak the whole process they very very involved in the process pour gis ne victims yi justice biñ nekk di ñaxtu am nañ ko foofu noonu ñu gis tamit si Gambie bi fii same day bi Yankuba Touré mi nga xam ne sentence nañ ko to death right mu nekk nag yàggoon di xeex loolu noonu parce que gëm-gëmam mooy ne liñ teg ci kawam lu métti la te dafa fiil ne dafa lum elloowut la mu nekk di ko xeex dem ci biñ ko sentencé high court mu dem court of appeal mu dem ba ci court bi nga xam ne moo gën a mag mooy Supreme Court pour ñaxtu loolu noonu ñu gis ne Supreme Court bi daaxuñ conviction bi sentencing bi waaye xaw nañ ko wàññi from death sentence to life sentence you know so ñu gis yooyu noonu nga xam ne lu màgg la parce que lii yëpp mu ngi jógee from TRRC bi nga xam ne amoon nañ ko ñu dégg fa yu métti ñu am yoo xam ne ñun ñëpp fogee wuñ woon ne lu mel noonu mu ngi doon xew ci biir Gambia bi fii nii waaye ñi nga xam ne ñoo def ñoo toog ne maa def ñi nga xam ne ñoo wax ñoo toog ne maa wax ñi nga xam ne ñoo bokkoon ñoo toog ne bokkoon naa ci lii ak lii ak lii ak lii li olof di wax ne lu ne fànga jarul jixat xam nga loolu war ta toogaat ñuy laam-laamee ndax moom la du moom parce que ka bokk moo ne man la ka def moo ne man la so ma bëgg rek ñu xaw a jox si suñ gis-gis si loolu quickly you understand balaa ñu move into the substantive issue of the show pour ma njëkkee ko ci yow rek Basiru yow lan mooy sa gis-gis si ñaari things yooyu mooy Michael Korea conviction am bi ak Yankuba tamit ñaxtu bi moo def naan liñ ko teg dafa métti waaye even though génne wuñ ko waaye wàññi nañ ko.
Well, when it comes to the issue of the victims, you know, they deserve to be heard, and it's a process boo xam ne we have to reconcile as Gambians. So that's why when this government came, we yëfi feyekoonte xeju fi because ñu ni neen la understand nga some of the people that ñu mention ci TRRC bi am na ñoo xam ne ñoo dëkkoon biir Banjul understand nga ñu fa am jabar am na kenn ko xam ne I ran for mayor of Banjul in 2013 jabaram gaañu na she's late recently bokk na suma campagne ñi ma doon campagnal ci marché bi so it is a very sensitive issue boo xam ne we have to be very careful because am na nu moo demee rek mun nañoo yaaxa dëkk bi ñu ni neen mun nañoo yaaxa te dëkk bi ñun ñoo ko bokk understand nga so ñu jaamoo ñu nekko benn ba pare tamit ni ki lim eloo victimes yi dañ war a am dégga dañ war a dégga from ñoom so ñu baalalante aha understand nga pour ñu seet naka lañ mën a reconcile because li passé na dafa métti pour kenn mënul soo wax ne li fi xew méttiwul kenn understand nga métti woon na waaye tamit life after loolu life has to go on and we cannot be just in the past permanently so let's see how we can live together again pour move as a country so and when the government came we didn't arrest nobody jëyuñ tëj nobody everybody it's a legal process Yankuba Touré went through the court and he was convicted and what loi bi wax you know we have to abide by that so man loolu laa am lu ma ci mën a wax.
and I like that loi bi wax ñu we have to abide by that dinaa ñëwaat ci loolu noonu waaye ñi ñoo seetaan bu kenn toogee di la déglu ne lu tax Basiru di wax naan ok ñun ñëpp a dëkk bi dafa tuuti muy dëgga kenn du weddi loolu noonu ñun ñëpp a bokka dëgga la kenn du weddi loolu noonu waaye su dee ne ñun ñëpp a dikka ñun ñëpp a bokka dëkk bi dafa tuuti waaye mu am ñoo xam ne am na ñaawteef yu toll comme yi gaay def yëpp mu feeñ ci TRRC bi ku mel ni Basiru su ne dañ war a baalalante aha su toogee ne lan moo tax Basiru di wax dañ war a baalalante aha te justice servangut ñoom seen gom-gom especially let's say a victim ne man maa ngi toog how many years victim has not been served xëy na sax suma perpetrator ki ma def li ma dal xam naa ko maa ngi koo gis mu ngi si biir dëkk bi fii nii mu ngi toppatoo soxlaa mu ngi enjoy life am ak famille te dara tegoongut si kawam man mënumaa baalal kooku noonu te gisuma justice mu serve you understand parce que tamit nit ki am li ko métti you know moom moo xam métti tam fi mu toll li olof da mënuloo wax kii jooy ne ko noppi te kii dóor waxuloo ko ne bàyyi donc lan mooy sa take quickly si loolu noonu ñi victimes yi wax ne I need justice before I forgive even I need justice even before you reparate me lan mooy sa gis-gis si loolu.
Well, there's a hybrid code bu ñoo set up. You know, hybrid code, this tribunal that is coming up. That is the whole idea behind it. You know, we are not saying victims then you want to just let go, but it is a process boo xam ne we'll take it and hopefully we'll get to where we want to. Understand nga man foofu laay waxee. Okay. Yeah, so I think that we have to be very careful about it, and you cannot just rush because am na cases yoo xam ne it's circumstantial evidence. So you cannot just rush and just go and prosecute somebody without investigating, without having proper evidence. Okay. If you go to court, the court would only listen to evidence. Okay. And some of the cases, if it is circumstantial evidence, you cannot just go and present circumstantial evidence and expect to convict somebody. Okay. You know, the TRRC is there, report BM ñun gis nañ ko. We have access to the report, but there's an implementation.
What do you mean by circumstantial evidence? I mean, do not buy approval level.
Buy pour buñ waste a lot of time. Hara mu jeexal den so ñëwee just take note of that.
No, but amu dem dama bëgg approval level.
Then pose the question mu ko answer because it's not
am nga dem understand. So dama bëgg at least mu leeral loolu bala mu loolu mu job. Because we all know ne dafa amon a TRRC here. There were witnesses who were at the TRRC and they give their side of story. So, you know,
what do you mean by circumstantial evidence? If you go to a court of law, you have to have clear evidence. Understand? You have to have clear evidence. You have to prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt. Beyond a reasonable doubt, like that. Because the threshold is so high, so you cannot just go and say, any proof. So some of those cases we have to be.
For how many years?
Okay.
Yeah.
How many years?
How many years?
How many years TRC they don't TRC and how many years? I mean, this incidents happened since when? Almost about 8 years back. So you're still telling me for almost about 8 years this government cannot have evidence with. I mean, so let them just say. I mean, they are not going to. I mean. It's a prostitute.
No, but if you look at the case of Hisen Happy in Senegal, how many years did it take them to be prosecuted? How many years after getting from power? How many years? You know, you.
Loolu may gis ni ba yow ne dafa affaire bi dafa yaga yow pour yow du musa am waaye foog mu ñu nit nañ time pour def li ñoo def gather evidences bala ñoo commencé pour dem court. Waaye gum nga ne victims yi deserve justice.
Yes.
Bala reparation. But reconciliation.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
But nakaling ko hate Bojan, quickly on those two cases, Sankoria in America, Yankuba Toure in the Gambia here. The correlation. What's your take?
Yeah. Basically, man ni mako gisee moy who feels it knows it.
Yep.
Whatever any one of us who is actually not a victim, especially directly, subjects or wants or opines, is not very important. Parce que ñun dafa melni dundé wuñ ko. So ko dunda mo xam mom lan la bëgga té atté bi ban façon atté la bëgga mom mo xam. So man I will side with the victims.
Right.
Ñoñ what they want loolu moo war a am parce que ñooñu leen tooñ su demee ba luwaa àtte ne dégg dañ leen tooñ kon war nañ am li nga xam ne ñooñ loolu lañ bëgga te loolu lañ foog loolu moo war a lifin seen el yi and then si boobaa dimbal bu mun a am xëj na mu mun a ñëw si even though man na ma foog ne am na ñu nga xam dimbal bu nga xam ne boobu warutoon a xaar comme ñu nga xam ne they have a very bad health condition ay yooyu noonu ñooñu I think the government has in my opinion failed them big time because lu ñu soxla woon lu ne acte wattam la kii su soxlee naan léegi nii léegi nii la ma nga bàyyi ko ba mu bugg a dee nga ne danga koy joo naan léegi na naan boobu sax du ko mën a fajaat
mbaa du nga ne xaar leen ñu ngi root ndaal bi
waaw
foog dañoo root ba ndaal bi fees balaa ñoo jox ku nekk mun naan so xëy na balaa ndaal bi fees kële mara mënut a xaar ba ndaal bi fees mu dee ci diggante bi
so I think the government should have been more kind of proactive, new agile a bit, new aggressive a bit regarding that area. So for now, more than new bari amun hope ne a lot of these things would actually happen because piecemeal la neka di deme te ñeneen ni sa gis nga xëy na am na ku dee sa si victimes yi ak mer la dee parce que dafa bëggoon a gis ne système bi commencé na ba am na ñu nga xam ne dañ leen convict mu at least mu am
xel bu daal
am na nga xam ne mu ngi mer mu gaañu si mer boobu noonu because dafa gis ne amut hope so ma foogoon ne government waroon nañ gën a kind of push to make sure victims yi nga xam ne especially lu waa dafa garanti wala woon ne dëgga da ngeen you know am na ku leen lor te daf leen jël seen ay yooyu noonu ñi nga xam ne tamit mooy Yankuba Touré to be frank with you man xawma Yankuba
Yankuba Touré la ko yalon Yankuba mo APRC lemno right andum kabring atata TRLC aman sonka diamu mo siata mulko inyanta soronna mulko inyanta you know kumol siata dal yamuta ya samba kitudula ya kitindi iko yemin tumumin la akang ateli yake ya soron bari hanen kebi abe kelola pour ay tumo bondi akan bari modol fanan ko epic arsin kol ye kodi Yankuba lala parce que abe no APRC molya lonje ay ku jama ke APRC bari sign tengtu abe kidere APRC kol ye kodi ala ite the APRC whichever the one you believe it's one APRC. What's your take minka foko akide tam you know APRC kol ye kodi ala imam makoy imam lo abala abe nyin you know call be minka.
Yes, solidarity are important to back it. It's very, very good. Nga yalong wadu kulka diale wadu kulka kuyale. Wadu moke tonye la wadu itaka tonye nde wake.
Tonya.
Mimi wolem ntedama nyinkul from manta silo njang. Before we have this legal system, mumunyol ye taran silo le soto. Ko se kolya nyaonya asota ikatama nyame ku kili woka soto je wala ika follow sonne ko mo tonya tale yo juso nyabu e nadia so the issue of ke bang comme ku fo wona keta jana menjo yata wala ni ku be wajabende mo se kamfani akamfata yi kay ko nsonta ni tonya le yamfuma woka amadi fenkele agala spitalale den diamo se dubno je I may not know exactly for the party has done anything for Yankuba Touré or not, to be frank with you, because manta executive kono and nenema activity je so I cannot say akete amanke but ndese men confirm no walen na hajo sort of mile 2 because ye center din je pour ngam personal karandi na schooloto ngam MOU soto ndeni Yankuba Touré nena benta je nena malo but and many other prisoners ikonyo ko KGB Africa and stuff like that but Abenyamin situation of Membi is it seems like he's more or less hope and kind of a counselor to a lot of the other inmates ndenga Melgiji Abe Cameron and I think he has learned his lessons. That is my personal opinion. Kabing nanga encounter.
Interaction.
And I want to believe, you know, at the time of TRRC, tensions were high, emotions were high. I don't think the issue of not talking should have been the actual thing that would have triggered all these things regarding Ati. Because let's put morality one on the scale and we put legality on the other. Yankuba, morally you can argue another Diana, another Kene. But legally, I call question. He has the right. So I understand emotions were high and a lot of things that was at the, heat of things and stuff like that. So Nia Akojibe, with regard to solidarity, APIC Nyantaka, I think if they had not done, they should actually do what they could to be with him, to console his family, to be in touch and stuff like that. I'm not sure whether that has been done or not. Okay. But if that is not done, then that is not good.
Good. If APRC people, you're not standing by him, that's what I'm saying. If you're not standing by him, as some people are alleging or claiming you should, because he was once yours, and I want to believe he is still one of yours, despite being in prison. Namo, ye kacha moile. Kufulol, mi alonko molba diamu kuwo la banku dingol, especially Michael Korea la kuwo mo jama badiam ko alhamdulillah ala nata parce que ntol be siren nung sanji jama pour ka jeko justice yala doko woke same thing amanke Gambia banko kan bari America banko woketale mo fa fanam ba foloko even Germany ye bayilo fanan kitindi ya sentence Switzerland ye Ousmane Sonko kitindi ya sentence nying week fanan Tuesday ye sang Michael Korea kitindi yena san samba kitidula ya kitindi ya sentence but hanin kabi Gambia kono imam mo samba kitidula imam mo kitindi imam mo sorong pour ka je ko victime membe batiru la pour ka justice je hanin kabi imam justice fanan je andong yanko ba fanan wo ala ko ngaji atata bojang ya fo nyamento ya samba je aman sonka diamu ya sorong ya samba kitidula ya kitindi iko sentence det la yo tala yake life sentence itebe wo mune fola mo la mingbe diamu la hanin kabi
me tebe men fola dro mo le sabar dro wo kundin anala wato lem ni sikembe karandati mo wonni be do ko wala dawo dandi kaje ko tajirente ya o mambete ya because nemo tajirente ya ida dunia o lakira kito bete la dol bije ala sabunde dunia jam fon kito ete jam la dol bije be lakira le batlo le kito tew la fra yo molu ndol Gambia jam ba kilim fa kilim siyata jang mol fana nafa mol mang tembe ko min tuba bol la fahamu kete ngam bi ni mo bi dala tuba do kito la e mo samba kiti bla mo bi da kal kiti bla je nyame ani mol ka kito ta jan nyame kata kiti bla nyame na mol la fahamu bo ngam bu ba jani video bi ji ite mo moy la be mo nen ite mo moy la be mansa nen la ji ite mo moy la be wo même fon yi be men kiti bla to fon nen ani to la jam si fal to ni mo bi da kiti bla fon ani ite fon na mon ter pati class bane no wuli so wo si fal be mansa ko be calculate ko kono engana kumar dro ameta ko meta mane nyawo nyande ya kata men ya lon ko kukata wolle justice ke tema natar ko di kolom e ko do nyina natar environmental ya environmental create kito eki to na tiwala to nya sodo ar kunu ngam menje buba be video min finde kam be jibe kam I was following kabrata kunu ne fanga mol je kiti bla kabri chaji sol be ka kan naje mol fundita Gambia diwlu men kita menna ibe lori ba fundindi kam bari te mo moy la ba fule dunia bi janilale be jang kala tenne be fe kala tenne men kitela yole sar okay ila ta me ke fara yo sar adan da wala bari ni yake ndal la banku kulo kan jam bi isaje ko fanna mol dol fana ne wul fana ne pedro ni jumbol ni ku ko to kudo kono akala fa ka kudo wulu ngamira ntela jiro fe man saka ni beje ko wol kono bari mengana kuma don askeno nyawo nyandi men sa ni nyande wo na kaje ko justice kije Oni ubodo men kita Yankuba la koti. Yankuba al ntegal la jero febri mbaji beka asembeta luwala la. Ate amira wala ba kanandila. Wala nyanto le ka sembe luwala ate me mira ka fuko wala ba kanandila. Asembeta luwala atintinta wala ka. Awa luwa do fanan ka ko hani tintin no lawdo fana yati saba wala aftan bi kabe. Yo o kono inata ki akitindi e death penalty kala anata kitol appeal bombete momento ya kala president o yembe be so wala minti luwale ni befo o faransi la nyanto so no le ni busota ya la pe ka busamu ya lon ko jampat isi daniro keno ya wo sabana wala be ke kam be nyinte momento woni wata da nyola be duala dron fo ala sikaro sabati. Ok, comme ni na APRC la wala pour que soldat ti tandala. Tenga mira membe keren APRC e maturity soto. Bayri ni itela marlo kono ni pusifa kereji. Ina tela modo ta ye tameoke yaje ko nyimmo kare al kono wala nyim ku karke. Sa ba nyim ku karke be nyim ku karle kala. Soldat ti membe jedron wala nyinti ko al siftano wala dimbal. Si pero kali futama no malto wal bala fasudo barakata kiti dulato wal be wuru na iko mome mo fa ite ka wuri kontom pati wala ti kata o kiti dulato be wuru na ko min pati dol ka ke ngame o be modo ka fadli ando si fitno wulindi ro ya si la
ma
oti o melialon ko ni la mol mutati lo mu mo pe ikati sadol ni pentrol ta
Talibo. Mo mimbe jube kan sign thing. Aye moy ako okay. Ika foko APRC ye maturity ke is a menkeno wala is a duaye is a kata ala dimbayala ite fendo kela parce que imanyanta tala cordula kawuri kore nte sonta wala bare nimmo ba jube la ka foko bari Yankuba damma mantara APRC mingi ku jawoke don fanam bije ye tumi ito fanam nata TRRC iko ntelenga nyineke don fanam ko Yankuba ye tumiro min la Yankuba kan ya kitindi minna fo ya sorong atemake eta damma aya keni mol dolla ani wo mol ibe banko kanjang mo me kitindi mo me samba court mo me sorong. So mo be sila ka foko monatina Yankuba doron ne be consequences face la wo mol temman la ikan
yalla ni ko truth and reconciliation wala mo to nya fo ni ka fu nyoma okay sign mol men follow na yam efen ka to do sana saba no ka
no truth and reconciliation amon ko yeto nya fo ngakata nyoma amanke wotele
ya to la wala
truth yeto nyafo onatanga reparation pour nye juso nyabu ikafo nya wala ye juso nyabu reconciliation wala itele toni roke yenyi ne toni isomta ko ye toni rokele alna aliesi alie diamu alie nyo moy alie nyo moy alie la yampa nyola truth reconciliation and reparation amarke ko yeto nyafo ngakata nyola
no ani ngante nga bere fudi te kilim fula sama
ide sitanya ako nailer sa ngalerande
exactly miaji be bake ngaje ko Edward Sinate nolu itata ko itol belief tay menke ya fole kodi okay ñin dong o malla fa fola because ajere ka ko loi do le dunda wo loi ñi ata sembeta wala la kaje ko wo loi ñi wala te garantie ka ko ata manyen nan kitindi la bar ñin don wala yajele ka ko ida wo loi bi je wo loi ti jeba ndem dunta menna mbado ngafo yalla wala ba sabun la ko albe ñoju so sam sumandla wala ba nan la fana albe kerkilti wote so okay sai wo Yankuba nolu naje fenke sana sabala wundara na ojeya ay oje bolo sai aji so sumata hanni man ko di mola simo ji so sumande kuma kawla kadu ni kay ndela nge toñi toña ndela nge toñi fada muji sumande dolati amanke ko do damal muji sumande toña foñi muji sumande dolati ke fanji fanan ila mistake ko kono o muji sumande dolati so bar Yankuba fanan ate men je loi to wala nyinti ko ba ata loi kunda wala nyinti na nga loi do dundi wala nyinti ko nyi dor ko wala moten kitini no ida fal lo yale ba fala fata fone bo fala ba bana ta da bar loi do fa ya na la ka ko wota ke no la wala sindi nyin blanc
Okay.
yaji so même bi je dro wala nyinti ko APRC ko ila soldati men ba to kullo kono yo soldati ni tandi kantu manden ko kunya long wala fisata kuba ko ko ila mo toni askino ite fama bakala ma wo to APRC na imam bakala ma men keta barate bota kala ma do bota kala ona ta feñ he ite fa ona ta je ko yara fa nyine nyinke bawo sedo ya ko sedo do fa na ko ite lebe security nyin kono ite lebe council nyin kono nyine kat sa ite bi da juma la hadani la ka ko yankuba men ni nyine kala ko
William Talibo la Girote. Yeah, Talibo la Giro. William.
Sorry, a minute.
Okay.
Okay, regarding solidarity, our argument has always been, let me say, my argument has always been, Amanke Yankuba Damati, Dela argument of maintaining APRC, like executive, should have even seen a mechanism first to accept and to reach out to the victims, directly or indirectly. And I want to use this social advantage that we have. It's not about tribalism, but in Bangkok, nga joking relationship sotole. Ya jefa mujolalti, for example. Anim fuloni sererol se diamno yeta danero ke on his behalf. Hani nte nga manko di soto, pa ese mo kino duma using the party to go to the people of, let's say, Koro Sise. Kafu a yin ketale. Mfanam bota kalama koma albota kalama nyamen sign. Loi men fo no oto bare hadama bi yato. Ntolle be numarola mistake ka kele. Men ya kinu tumando wo bi ite nano le yato face bare ntol men be patito. Mfanam nata ka fale ko. Alse yam fu molma. Wolam solidarity ti. Bani ko ni be la mo ma ko ila. Na ito nyindi okay. Yenda katonya fo ko yeto nyende woke nganyul dani. That would have made things easier in my opinion.
Right.
That is solidarity with Yankuba. That is solidarity with anyone. So hali man fo no Yankuba mile 2 ya woke do abe Yankuba financial la hobla ko ko be takande. Ya halo wala ngani nunto koke. Ñu bele sa tan diba ya la ko hali sa tan ko mo ko nyotonye bakele. Ba ke balle ka dum ye diam ko ha tonya itele boyta sa ite mem boyta na hako boy na dunga nyin dani ku jamal ka dunga kono aka sumaya. This is the strategy that I thought APRC is at no and it would have helped
Mr. Bojo
so it's not only about going to Yankuba also, but even the families and other people.
Yeah, there are several perpetrators and there are so many victims.
It's
a Tariano atabayo.
Yo bare comme loi ate kole ata bakele surtout momen dunta loi la jalo kono. Foye assess fam soto le ba. Pour yi teta kan ya sondi. Yalo ninte be daniro kele tela karola mbe sondi la def. Yelo ya fanyo ko to nyala to nyam balanta ni blakar. Bare ndele ngaki. Pour monter se funtino le. Nata comme kani sana yal men fote. Nata ngoke bare comme ni ndo nala loya. Onala kesi ato ko. Mansa kunda fana ni la lawyer wala fana ni la kesi atu ku to ko ntenga jibe ko wala na mediation o manke.
No, that we are misleading what Abla said. No, you don't understand. You don't understand Abla Kadam. No, man, Songola. No, Abla Kadam. You understand it. Abla Kadam. You don't come for the world in the co. Niamo you will kata dan no moy. Amaria
all I'm saying is simple.
Very simple.
Dol sonta, dol manson. Dol lata, dol man la. Nsonta walale. But you can explain it well. APRC as a party should understand that.
Menul be maralola no. Yin call be nakaling. Yalong keta maral warat kele.
Wo kamala hada madiyato malwa fode. Bandi yato ntole be num manola Gambia sanyi nangam muwannim fula wala men tambita wala woto ku dol fana se keno me alon te fang nte bola kalama bagem be dani o che kan wole kamala.
Perfect.
So it's not about nyenka sonko me ha alta dani nye, no. He may not even agree because Allah for the council.
They can do ala bunda me.
And the
Hari yalo. Lu ala mutaroke. Lu ala yang nyindo. And lu ala mutaroke na nimo. It was trouble. Ka fay pick up okon. Dol mol dol botanan bang blado to ka bendu. Ka fay ba hunna bero. Sa to franco no chaos kena yele. Garam Palace versus Garam Palace. Wo kana ku balati. So e bajana ko potio ni janni be gulla ko ko ndey fana be hakilo tulal ni ba kala fana foy nyinin karoke item me alon ka fo kilo be la kola ko yete sonni le polo ka ndan ko ite menke wo manke wo manke silot mo sina sino do so do membe ke no la négocier bari
gali bo hanen kabe yankuba man lo ka fo kon sonta fo man son ate fem fo hanen kabe
okay say lamoy imagine négociation ok ala lawyer ay négociation ok pour death penalty ni wo kanaka
on négociation ke négociation
it could be on anybody. Yes, sangi tankeji. Along come mistake or sotale. Ni gita kana even a press ka fo gan me ala baraka. Mboita menda wala nteto yala. Mba hako danikan. That is a very normal.
Ali
That's very normal.
Quickly before I talk about it, no APRC. You know, it can't find the Faraman Sata.
Faraman Sata je ka.
Faraman Sata je. Back. It can't focus. Political. Yake APRC. Yeah, understand. Say, I'm sure itani yankuba aliye nyolonne. Aliye doku kele sanje jama. Say, ite from by. Kabiring ya muta ya samba kiti ya sorong or whatever. For ite nene tata je pour ka jibe amna bena word buma buga wax dem na way dina ñewatin ci sosé pour ka jibe pour ka masaw or whatever for ite wokele wala ala dimbaya you know or whatever for ite nene woke
ya ni yanku bebe num APRC le ay lom baake nte fana ngalon kantum ñini ndro do keta pour ka palaso ñini atele ndani pour ngabula you are still young, you can be something.
That's where negotiation happened, but not in the courts.
Yo, kabring wokeda. Ya jamina ta bondi. Another relaxed political kono. Don't continue.
For some time, but after another back.
But after that, for another relaxing the country. So ntena la famo akita wallet.
Okay.
For kabri ya muta ya samba. So ndepu men felendi ni atre ko loi la quotidien fo dron ka fo ko alina aku kacha badim bunkon ntol yemen karante lalla silo ndemu numolati ntol mu nyamalo lati we have protocols in culture you understand in for mediators we are mediators so okay no because nga ku jamata man bar dirin luwa ko burata nyin ko kono bo mfana nawo ko sita no nyaawo nyandi bar fonga na ta
amo foyde ay nyin ga men mo jabi
nyin ga ko fo
ay min do so jabi dilo ina protocol ya mu yo ko jang
wala na nyin ko man na dum kata je ka jibe
okay
ay nyin ga wol alma ko
okay
class yo
two issues that we've touched on Korea in America Yankuba. Just quickly give your take on those two
thank
cases,
you so much.
and then we can move on to another.
Thank you so much, Nene.
Topic.
I think some Korea case and Yankoba case and other cases they happened before. Today, Melialanko, William Mold Melialanko, you're calling Noma, Buffalo, ya Baraka Bake. You see, for me, they Lara Kukulinala. Instead of TRRC,
it should be TRJRC. Yes. Yes, because
JRC.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You understand? The process ni nyanda element.
No, before you start to the process, TRJRC, break it down to our level. Myself and Taliban, we want to, break it down.
No, another element. It should be truth, justice, reparation, and reconciliation.
Commission.
Commission. Another killer word. Alors, ni mole son, ye tunyafo. Ni tunyafo. I mean, yana samba kiti dula, kito iti. Ini mol tema, ini victim mol tema. Ni kito tete ni victim mol tema. Ina kumumel. Yana na victim mol ta, victim mol jiso nyabu. Ni victim mol jiso nyabu. Na kafu nyoma na banko doku. And we forget about the past and move on.
Okay.
But nama, no, elaman kami mpo wala jingo. TRRC nye. Ina kumumel. Ndako. Anyanda kala nyame ndako wala poe.
Is this other one wrong?
No,
It's not wrong, but it could have been better. It's not wrong, but it could have been better.
It would have been better. I mean, Taru, you see, no problem. Actually, you don't sort even after blood, but you don't sort no problem.
Continue.
So as well, Ning cases will happen. Let's say. Smart Sonkola case, happened, and it happened in Swiss.
Bylaw in Germany.
Bylaw in Germany, and you have Sankore in America, and you have Yankuba Toure in Gambia here. You could be keta, Yasan Kabe keta, Betumbundo, ila victimul, Melalonko, your Letonia sign. Alongside you, so you have your surrender. Sayalo victimul bedam sansa and then like ila new. Sewotale ila new tenkunta kaje ko alhamdulillah mol million na mol fa mol million na mol tonye yasande tonya sabatete ni temal ta ni tonya sabatete ni tema ay yalla momem fata sa o fatal ba say ay ayatu e be dunya kono ay dimba tu jak say nim itata to ya adama duno ko mo bugo sanno adama duno ko mo bugo sanno bari sada kali wonde ko disdabo ni tata kawo jiso nyam ina ko mom ye fendila mi halon ko at least alhamdulillah rabbi alamin ye dani fo tendo alhamdulillah na kato kele masa kunda kato kele fo al yalla toñaje oto sa mbe yamfule mi awol mi ko puru mbe sabat la no nyaadile na sabat nyoese sona ya no nyamen la be nyin dila la puru karnin fanan kasam si bulano ye joining kan ko fenit me halon process nyeng no kita abe kala fenit me halon ko abenu banko be timbo do to bi dan no da futalo you see naje masakunda ye reparation commission lon but before the reparation commission lon de follow I mean there should be justice this is the following the jeni reparation commission lon dila ebi jumala ida jumala I mean reparate la when already will be justice la wulen kaka when they are not looking for reparation. We want justice. Give them justice. Justice be wala. Justice soto. Billion about $4 billion. $4 billion dollars. Because $4 billion dollars it only yendaka kito membeke. Look, small Sonkola case. I mean, Bylaw Sankoria. I mean, let them tell us, I cross general. Let us know the bill. So it's all about the political will is not there to justice the victim all. And there should be political will. If Barabia Baro are wrong, Wallahi, as I'm never told that I sabbath in Bako Kanjang. Wallahi, at the Tuna, the Tuna Tulele, in our Tuna Tulkam, I dani, move on. But no monkey. And say, some people were crying with all that, coming like, just sort of some people were crying there because it made a kabakin. And they were so emotional that things like this happened. But they were emotional, but America within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, Trump, almost 12 juries, they see that they take bomb, sign Sankora la sign, Boto sign. And the only thing about Sankora, government, I owe Masakunda will come in your daddy. Look at the Sankora Fanai, because already it's like a Abidano the B. Billahi wala ni Sankora Findita. And when you will never do it again. And others will also learn from that. Maybe I don't go, Iba Koto, Kayun Toneroke, will not act on Europe because you are already new Toner Sipaketa. Some argument. You buy the society with Diala, who you have a banner. This kind of, behavior in our system, a baby father. Baby Kelly Hadama Dumul, baby Kelly Bading, Bakim Fakil. Masakunaka Minasila. Masakunaka Minasila, Puka Tonadi Tonatiola. Masakunaka Minasila. Masakunda Tonadi Tonatiola. You need them. So, you see, Yambatura case. You are a symbol there. And you know the law. I've been Bele Yankuba. Ni antara nung di am tan TRRC dan B dole batun di roke ka ame pour justice na akana betara si o mo lokko na bo batun di roke la ando si keno fond at some point fond for them be the system okono because we all know how things work il ko tere kanyan I'll close some of the people Yankuba was very close to those people today. In the system. What system? No, in the system, some of the people Yankuba will look at Diane White. They are in this government. They are serving this government. Yankuba close Alashon Wallet. Then he was part of the government. Yankuba close Alashon Wallet. Be on the system of so near the Yankuba Sontanum. At the Amdanu. The alleged killing me along go eka yako for saying akuni sabata. Adam mantra nunge allegedly it will be confessed. Why is Edward today? He's on his business. Then justice not maybe need to calculate in the according to the white paper to put out money in the kitchen. But my film for and left up Gambia Bayolo. Mo man lefi comme kafu ko ñin membe kiri ñin fongo men tem ñin tala men ndima banko kam way ko sa sama terbu wallahi azim momo e banko kam banko do banko ding be laf la men wala ñin ko ay ke kilo mo ka du ala ko ko neta ala ko rakili man ke kilindi man go do bari pour la kilindi no we have to accept the truth and the truth bang bo rekele kam so be Gambia government done President Barrow in the mole bay, in the justice system will be. Stop playing around the gallery. Do the needful. Make the killer no get wrong. Maybe I don't go to some Tonyo. Mission de Tonyo. Lua many blake I lekam, the Lua Late Kang Sembo Betel Bulu. The president has to write to I write to them. Be the better moment going to be. I mean, next 1, 2, 3 months, if the president want to, because it's only death sentence that happened. Because I life imprisonment. Life is. You've seen people in America that get life imprisonment. So likewise, BBI none of the young Matura Bondila as a young Matura Bondila. In a moment. So let us follow the process. But no matter you will need to be. The cause is a family. So they were very happy. They were ease. But some of the fact how people are dying.
I mean, like Kumakangomoy, for young sign time thing. You know, President a mole bulaleno, minul be life sentence.
Yes.
Right? Saying Yankuba was on death sentence, he will reduce to life sentence, right? for you be surprised la ni sita lung dola dorong ya mo iko yang to bad.
I was not surprised. You see, you know why I say I was not surprised. You see, I lamoro ka bakele. Non kumba sila lamoy. Non kumba sila lamoy. Non kumba sila lamoy. Ano ko pindi. Eta. Non kumba sila pa. Olga me ke ka wala alon. Kumba sila ko ya. Kumba sila. Ako olga me ke.
Hakilo. Adanda dame ta boka sika. Maybe jande nyim banko kam nikita ngaron. Mo kwale suno le nyim banko fale. Bayo bo kwale. Ala nyaton ko bo kwale suno ko. They have National Assembly members. They form the majority. Ila keba tata kitola. Tajirente ya jo kodola. Over 4 million plus. Inata isita nyim banko kanjam. Ya kodo domo. The others are there. You understand? Ninte motumo. Mbenna député on le pousse là. Président kan. Dia quoi justice ay tanku nyim banko kan. Nyim kol be ay bang. Itinda nyawa do 4 million. Dabo non kabrita tay ko akoy yakto to menna.
The ICC.
The ICC.
Or ICC. They are long now for you.
Malo nga po na.
ICC no more.
Ya jo ko do.
ICC.
Yes.
ICC no. I don't know ICC.
ECOWAS court.
Very good.
He didn't say it. I'm the one that said it. I made the mistake. It's ECOWAS court.
Yes, you know, you see, so yeah, we're great. Tajirente ya ko do. Nyim banko kan na kedere. Mo sakundale yo kera. You be complain. Yalla the other victims. Nyim tam hani 20 million la dina ma
Let me tell you something.
Now I'm going to switch to another topic. I'm going to switch to another topic.
I mean, no, I'm going to go to more. No,
well, quickly, just 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
Nimbe tonya after majide ita afro okay nimbe tonya nimbe tonya be foka kana na hani inka foka nimbe iko be tonya ni jengend la le nimbe tonya de ba no big ligi ya go president baro inan tal be konda be ngambe fo watin fo se waram be aleka ila ngambe emana ko ngo kambe tol be masa kunda kono there has been a lot of commissions may happen to them. There have been a lot of commissions may happen. But at the end of it, those commissions will be in the last power is the president. National Assembly have done their part. You have to understand the process of governance.
What do you mean National Assembly have done their part? Can you elaborate?
Yes, National Assembly have done their part. Because National Assembly, when the president made the bill,
Commission only to la pass.
for the commissions, it only a commission will pass. And those commissions will happen again. There was Ghana Commission here. It was passed through the National Assembly and they approved it. The TRC here, it passed through the National Assembly, they approved it. The DRC here, it passed through the National Assembly, they approved it. Tell me, which bill, may I look, I think it's looking for President Bensamana, may I look, how members in the parliament did not approve? No, sir, it's the power of the president to bring in bill. Tell me what of the bill. No, about justice. About justice. The president brings it to the parliament. Still have justice. How many just ask level come level you know ye bill juma asamba baron ala cabinet aponye ye bill juma asamba for justice sama ni banko kam mais alors our members in the parliament ya disapprove. Tell me then you count on all come. Hey, Darabo, you don't know governance. If you don't know governance, ask people who knows governance. Yeah, for you don't know the process of governance.
Can I come in?
From the late come of the late. The cleaning and the monitor
I'm taking back the word. We're moving. Basiru, you wanted to intervene.
No, for now, I understand. There was a compensation buñ defaloon victimes yi nga xam ne Yaya Jammeh leen arreston mooy UDP yi bi solo sanding de ñun ñëpp a métti lu woon loolu I was among the key people nga xam ne every day I make sure that I go to Banjul pour attend court bi I even sometimes have to struggle to get inside that courtroom pour show solidarity man maa ñoom Oje Diallo ñoom Halifa Sallah Sidia Jatta Famata Tamba ñoom ñun ñëpp dañ fa doon nekk waaye bi ñëwee pour compenser kii loolu la moo wax bi ñëwee ñoo compenser ñi nga xam ne dañ leen Yaya Jammeh leen rongoon 2016 am na yeneen issues yoo xam ne ñu fa woon loolu tamit dañ ko waroon a put on the table kii loolu la moo wax kii loolu la moo wax ba pare moo ne there is the political will is not there if he is saying that he's not honest to himself if the political will was not there we will not be setting up the TRRC come on set up the TRRC it was under the leadership of Adama Barrow His Excellency the President and under his government la moo take ownership moo jël leadership bi moo jël responsibility bi pour make sure ne ñu def loolu TRRC bi ñëw anasanga bi TRRC bi pare the report went to cabinet ñu endorse ko
what happened to that report?
anasanga
What happened to that report? Tell us.
so if you say
What happened to the report, please? Tell us the report. Tell us the report. What happened to that report?
Bye.
No, I'm asking you about it. What happened to the report, the TRRC report? Just go. You know, because you are bringing the stories here. I'm going to put it. He's talking about something one. Don't need I don't and the 9 other people they were reparated.
So what's it not and 9 other people making it 10?
About 10 or so.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
I'm gonna Casey Fadu come up and the other guy Tamik. Understand? Those people, those were cases banned. Those people, they themselves took those matters to the ECOWAS court. It was they themselves. No yobu case spoken to the ECOWAS court. And ECOWAS court made the verdict that they have to be compensated. It was the same verdict which was made for they cannot unturn I don't know the offense with Dabo, the Public Order Act. Put Dabo in the prison. They cannot unturn that one. But the torture and the other things, they have to be compensated with that. It was the verdict of the ECOWAS
compensated. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Compensated without the verdict. So after the verdict from the ECOWAS court, the directive came and they were compensated. Okay, let me put this to you. You have critics who are out there saying that even though the ECOWAS court gave a verdict, you understand, there were verdicts prior to that one.
Like Chief Mane.
Hold on. There were verdicts prior to that particular one for that to be settled, and it wasn't done, right? But when they and this group went to ECOWAS court and there was a verdict, it was implemented. While there's still verdicts that need to be implemented, and until today it has not been implemented, and verdicts after that has not been implemented.
No. Listen. I understand. You are talking about the popular.
Why so hard Madano? Dulini. This one, because Liyep Mungi in the grave and people talk about it, and it was concern to people. So since you feel so strong about that Motahit, it came to mind. So what do you say about this? Because a lot of people also, they don't have a problem anybody being compensated. Why Tamit? They feel it was a matter of preference. It was a matter of closeness, and somewhere not. What do you say to that? Okay. If those allegations aren't anything to go by.
Those allegations. I want you to tell me one verdict from the ECOWAS court. One verdict from the ECOWAS court which was not paid by the government.
Like he mentioned, chief.
No.
This is conversation that
Chief Mane. They went to all courts. Gambia government, you have decision against Gambia government, the former government, but the government did not pay anything, did not fulfill the judgment. So you have to give credit to this government by make sure that ECOWAS decision be accept me compensate me.
Okay.
Then
it was during the Yaya Jammeh time that they got the verdict, but nothing was done.
Nothing was done.
Until this government came,
Yes.
and nothing was done.
Yes.
But this other one, Nyom Dabo, then the ECOWAS court munyo, and then the government paid. So you're trying to give credit to this current government for adhering,
to any legal decision.
Yeah.
I mean, legal.
Then the
No, my dispute is
no, it's February. No more. No commodity.
not dispute meant what I mean to go. Yalo ni more de problem also. Yaje more do tombo. What in a paso. Ila hakilo ko tala min total Islam. Because Dabo ya total. More do fanam biji ye total. Ibebe party kilo no kon. Ibebe ku kilo no fight ka. Tai ito da mansa kunda kono. Ini mansa kulosta. Ite ita samba ECOWAS court. Ina da mansa kunda ye ita jo. Ite ila na fanyi soro. 9 of you. More than 20 will be suffering. Ya understand? More than wala mu ite bawo do mansa kunda kono.
More than 20. The victims are more than 200.
Oh, more than 200.
Yeah.
Okay. So mo ko mune fona wala nyintiko. Iniya je ite a soro. Ibe mansa kunda le tema. Bar nyin dolu wala mantere mansa kunda kono.
Wala ila cool delay.
Wala ila cool delay. Wala tuna binka fo nyi ko ni be je fola. Ibe hakilo to ba korondala nan komale. Yebe kafi nyoma. Nga plus nyebe fasa. Bar nyeta tu koma. Ibe kumbo kanyin dol tale. Min dol ta dum dol fana be kumbo ka wala.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, quickly, because we have to switch.
No.
I'll give you 1 minute. I'll give you 1 minute because we have to switch.
Dabo mam mo ban or UDP mam mo ban. We are a case somewhere to the ECOWAS.
But
There are independent people. We are a case somewhere to the ECOWAS court. But when we were in the government, because Dabo understand what is justice. Dabo understand what is justice. Dabo understand court verdict. When we were in the government, you understand? It's a case. You don't a case. You a case in somebody to the ECOWAS court.
Nintomate mbebe samba.
Can be a court case in somebody to the ECOWAS court. ECOWAS court the verdict make it. And all the people they took their march to the ECOWAS court before they leave the government. I remember it was Bantaba who was the justice minister at that time. You understand? He makes sure that all the people verdict, so even independent verdict in the ECOWAS court are all paid.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, they are all paid.
I'm
telling you that.
No problem.
More than you people were in the government. So people feel they understand. Ibu ka kombe wala nang ka ko ba oy ninta ni de pala wala nang ta sa bang ta sa ani ndebe ke tewu ko man ko nyama something kitio yalla mo kitio man ke wo nyama yalla ko mo moy kitio ko mo moy yalla ñu la kesi sol. These are cases already, you don't just take matters and take them straight to the ECOWAS court.
So you have to ECOWAS court minister and the party.
Let's move away from that. Because
Dabo ñu le case ci da janne follow and anybody na ngel case ci da jam
ila ko do fana me fundi
no ila al ibada ñu wala da mo wol bari pri da ci di bu ngora pe da ngora da ay to mo fa wala ko ba ñu da sonnale ba ñu da ka da ba fa ñu da sonnale ñu da ta jam ci la ko no ikere ta islam yalla me kara yalla
Ya banga kuma kile boy. Ni sala ni tambe. Ni ko do na mo ko.
Why is the problem? Imbe mo karani ka.
No. Ika jo la bu. Na be ko to bindela. Ni jo
mbala la we've seen the president recently mu ngi invite some people at the State House and ñu ne dañ launch li ñoo ooyee the National Muslim Advisory Council, right? Again indi na ay wax yu bare lekk bi mooy lan moo tax ñu indiwaat a National Muslim Advisory Council when we have the Supreme Islamic Council. Supposedly they're supposed to be the supreme body that governs the affairs of Muslims and everything else that has to do with the Muslim faith. Why ñu gën lu noonu. Now the question and laajte bi concern bi mooy ndax du nekk contradiction in their roles and responsibilities. And again ñeneen ñi nga laajte xanaa président bi dafa mere the Supreme Islamic Council ba tax xëy na mënu koo tas mu ne leen a daaxa mu instigate pour indi leneen pour sabotage leen or whatever. So laajte yi bari na bari boo xam ne I wish ñu mënoon a am président bi si boppam, right? ñu laajte ko Talibo ñetti at ñu ngi ko wax ne dañ bëgg a am président Grand Bantaba defu ci dara yow jege nga ko lool you advisor on youth matters te dang dee wax moom ak yooyu noonu ma bëgg laa sas this a side thing wax ko ne Grand Bantaba ñu ne ñu ngi still xaar pour am la on the show. It will be our privilege and honor pour ñu am ko waaye yéen ñëpp jege ngeen ko yéen ñëpp da ngeen di wax ci kàddoom da ngeen di wax ci turam yéen a ngi koy advise ñu bëggoon naa just laal loolu quickly rek that's one thing. And then am na beneen boo xam ne as a woman rights defender, as women empowerment advocate ma gis ko méttit lu ko te fooguma ne I'll be honest to myself su nekkee ne we don't touch on that issue mooy the abuse on that young girl in Birkama by allegedly the coach of the team or whatever. Lutam buga na ñu laal correct on this platform. But then the advisory council thing quickly and then ñu ñëw ci Basiru liggéeyam ak lan la amal ndaw yi.
Well, advisory council, people just like to always interpret something that is happening new GMC ECI JASO. Understand nga? So it's an advisory council. The name says it all. So I don't think you have the Supreme Islamic Council. You have everything. But if you have an advisory council, I don't see anything
but to
wrong.
Advise, the question is to advise. But remember, Baro has the Bakau Gurbi couldn't join time. Dembo by force. Dembo by force is supposed to be advisor on religious matters, right? I'm working at the State House, close with Baro.
I'm a minister also.
And then I'm a minister also responsible for religious affairs as well.
I'm a deputy religious advisor.
Come on, deputy. Ayola. Ayola ko Joanna. Bila ko jote ko
So Supreme Islamic Council, which I feel the Supreme Islamic Council, it's a body that boo xam ne ñu bari ñoo bokk foofu noonu to look into things and agree, and president bi su ñoom la war a because gis naa ne ñoom ñoo dee announce when it comes to kañ la ñu julli, korite kañ la ñoo Tobaski, and all those things, that communicate. So should there be any other body, you understand, to do any other thing that has to do with religious affairs, than the Supreme Islamic Council? Because their functions, their roles. All we know it was launched, and it is in line with, in consultation with the Supreme Islamic Council. Do they buy into it? Did they see that there is a need for that? Yow lan nga mëna leeral ci lolu nonu? Ci liñ ci xam.
Well, I will have to investigate that part. I have to find out more information. Okay. But I can tell you that the president is proud of the Supreme Islamic Council. Okay. And they are our partners in development. They've been here since the Jawara's time. Ñoo fi ñoo lifin imam yi ñoo jokkalante community bi ñoo nekka moy lima def imam yi Gambie yi ak pastor yi ñoom ñooy président su dee si man because ñi ñoo jiite ñi ñoo wax every day ñun politiciens sax amuñ access si ñoom So, and religion is very sensitive. You have the Christian Council, you have the Supreme Islamic Council. These are organizations who have ñu fi di doxal jàmm di joko pour ñu nekk benn. So lépp loo xam ne dafa ñëw pour joko ci ñoom li ñoo def foog naa ne dañ ci war a kontaan waaye waruñ ci isi anything lu ñaaw wala anything lu ñagas. Because in Gambia, you know, sant nañ yàlla am nañ Christians am nañ Muslims. Loolu moo ñu dimbale gëm yàlla boobu noonu moo tax dëkk bi am jàmm. Te dañoo am jàmm ba àddina tukki. ñun politiciens dañ dee jéem a manipulate bu ko use, you know, advantage wala jéem a isi division. Understand nga? But there's no divide. Man my grandmother is a Christian. Dafa tuub sëy ak suma maam bu góor papaam dem jur suma maam ki jur suma yaay am na ay mbokki Christians ay mbokk yam ne they are my blood. Understand nga? Moo de Christmas dañ ko celebrate, Easter bi dañoo ut naan buuru dañ ko celebrate. President is proud of the Christian Council and he's proud of the Supreme Islamic Council. So let's buy yëfi réeraay boobu. Politics is about let's campaign to the people what we can do. President Barrow mu ngi develop mu ngi liggéey mu ngi si projects infrastructure development. It's just a manifesto nga jaay sa agenda nga jaay sa lifin. Waaye pour isi réeroo ak isi confusion loolu du tax nga am advantage. You know, for you to govern, you go and politic the people ñoom ñoo am seen carte ñoom ñoo laa sànnil. So moo laa the era of permanent campaign should be over. Nekk fi Gambia after 5 years 2021 la woon election ba léegi ñu ngi campagne ba 2026 kañ la ñoo liggéey. soo nekkee opposition nee pour nga ne da nga war a isi project su Adama Barrow su président sambe kër gi isil benn corruption nga teg ko ci waañ bi ñu am ne am na looy yokk ci dëkk bi opposition nekku ne da ngaa nekk di ŋaaña America fi ne talk is cheap moo xool ne ñaane nee ne yow li nga sol nii rafetlu nangam ak nangam yomba na waaye lan la ne war a sol ak lan lay contribuer ci loolu constructive criticism I accept it waaye mënuloo ma critiquer lu nit ki def da nga ne baaxut bi ñu liggéey Batil Haydin highway bi ñu bëri nañ toog fi waaw yoon bi baaxut yoon bi fi am yoon bi am na ñu ne waaw yoon bi leebul nangam ak nangam yoon bi is about Gambia président dafa dem bàyyi ko fi beneen président dafa ñëw dafa yokka soo seetee historically bi Jawara ñëwee ak Yaya Jammeh suñ defoon li MPP government def bi lu tuma liñ def de waaye ni ko andi dinañ passé fii so I léegi any other government that comes after his excellent president Adama Barrow.
yow da nga gëm ne li fi Barrow def moo ëppale Yaya Jammeh Jawara def.
Oh yes. waaw ci yoon société yoon. président bi construire na 800 kilometers of yoon yoo xam ne kenn mënu ko wédi tali boo am na.
Basiru gars yi ñu ne naka lañ ko waxee nit ku xiif du lekk yoon de yoon kenn du ko lekk.
waaw su ko doon liggéey yoon. su ko doon liggéey yoon dañoo ne waaw fi mu ne kii liggéey defarul yoon so government la saa loolu def rek dañ cee bëgg a ko suuf.
waaw dinaa dellusiwaat si yow lan nga bëgg a laal su dee ne you're comfortable with it, the issue of the domestic abuse, with the violence or method on that girl.
I am against it 100%. góor googu noonu dañ ko war a téye kenn waru ci abuse jigéen in this generation in this day and age loolu passé nañ ko. abuse jigéen for what ban raay nga am so domestic violence dañ war a make sure ne ñu sensitize nit ñi understand ne it is not accepted in society. Islam allow ko suñ culture bi allow ko society bi waru ko accept jigéen dinañ am right like everybody even sexual harassment dañ ko war a I mean we cannot we have to think ahead, you know, our old ways of thinking and our old ways of behavior. Those are the old days. Those days they are gone. We are in the new era, and this is. I mean, we cannot accept that. That is.
What be rafet na boja? Those two things.
Yes.
It depends which one you want to start with. Advisory council.
We think the abuse is wrong. We condemn it in the strongest terms possible. The girl child, the woman, should be as protected as the male child. And wherever they go to or wherever they belong in terms of football clubs or volleyball or whatever, I think they should be protected and they should be seen to be protected. But also I would advise or recommend, for example, he is the deputy advisor to the president on youth matters, that they create the environment for those that mentor these footballers or these whatever women, you know, to see how they give them the necessary training and the necessary guidance so that these things can be averted. It's important that way. We need to have things like that. And that is it. Now, on the issue of religious matters, you'll give me some time. I don't agree with his submission.
Possibly they will give you their time and then we can move on.
No, don't mind. I will not eat a lot of their time, in fact. I want to tell him that he actually is not saying things the way they're supposed to be, in my opinion, and probably it's because he does not know.
Okay.
If you are a president, you try to make sure the people are in one boat. And the timings of your activity is important. If the president says, for example, ne nga Muslim Elders Advisory National Council law, but an Supreme Islamic Council, they don't have any conflicting role. But I knew for after I Imam will meet, and I come condole for me along I tell ko Imam dol be fitinole malakan. I knew fena mo hakilu sen fenke no je. Tapo manana I knew fena. Again, he cannot authoritatively, state that there is a working document that it only means Jacob. There is an assessment made on President Mayake and other team, including Supreme Islamic Council or the National Security Council or whatever the president should have an additional ad hoc advisory committee to the Supreme Islamic Council, for example. What evidence, what assessment, what evaluation is there? If there is an evaluation, what is the term and reference or the terms and reference of this council? Because if we are advising, he has terms of reference. That's why they funding, meaning I want to advise the president should be centered around funding. These people, what is the terms of reference? Because president ya folo come is it that within the Muslim community there is a national security threat that requires additional advisory council to that of the Supreme Islamic Council? Okay, so if you say also Muslims, what about the Christians? They should not also have another advisory council that should add to the Christian council. So it's like the president being more unified, like in my opinion, has not unified us. I don't say it's dividing because you can take two hands to the president, that's what they say. So I'm also trying not to be. So I don't say it's dividing, but I don't think he is unifying. I don't think.
It's the opposite of one.
But I'm coming. It's two one. I'm coming.
And the opposite of
I'm just making nice now.
Unified. Unified is divided. So I don't know.
But at least it's nice that way.
nice that way.
I'm spin up every
No, spin man.
He's a spin doctor. He's a spin doctor.
What do you want?
Spin doctor 2.0.
Well, 2.0.
You know the spin doctors.
Now, what does this? Let him tell me the difference, main difference between Supreme Islamic Council and this council. Because part of the role or roles of Supreme Islamic Council is giving guidance, counseling on religious matters, especially Islamic religious
Direction.
Now, if you create another councillor on top of the already existing established councillor without strengthening it, that is confusing. And on these people, it's like they don't have, from what I saw and what I had, they don't have a working document. May I tell you, in a limit community, meaning if a president advice like Ninela, Nina Manketa Council General and checker. So it's like these people, they have
an open checkbook.
No, don't assume. You're assuming something. You're not part of
You have to clear. You say until you dig deeper.
Yes, but I'm not part of the advisory.
So you continue to assume until when you do it. They have continue to assume until when the government does its job.
Out and clarify.
Because you cannot, for example, it's very, very dangerous. For example, see ka for moleko. Kono binala fenko to fa adol kana anyini ka fa bota min toli. He is the #1 custodian of this country in all aspects, moral and so on.
We have free access to information.
No, allow me.
You have free access to information. No. You have free access to information. The most transparent government I can see. Right now.
In your view.
Yes.
So-called.
No. I mean, I can. Yeah, so-called. You can name whatever so-called. I can name you so many cases. Even like audit reports. This is the first time that you will see an audit report, even before the president sees it. It's out in the open. During the previous government.
Allow me.
I never saw an audit report.
Okay, Niko may Muli, in the interest of time.
You will come.
Then afterwards,
You will come. You can note.
I'm a problem.
You can note.
Let's
Okay. Now the issue is, okay, if I am to advise, let us be frank to ourselves. The minister responsible for religious affairs has terms of reference. The minister responsible for youth, the same thing. Supreme Islamic Council has terms of reference. Can you people publicly give us terms of reference of this Muslim council? And why is it that you don't come up with the Christian?
The Supreme Islamic Council and the Islamic Council, they are not a government body. It is an independent body. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So this council is a government body.
No, it's an advisory body.
You cannot twist anything here.
Okay.
There are only two things here. You cannot twist anything here.
I'm like,
You cannot twist anything here.
I'm like, wait. Hang on, Basiru, just déglu rek ñoom ñëpp su jëfee seen tig ba pare nga xam ne di ko
But it's making matters worse for himself.
kon ni nga adressé ki mun naa nekk the same thing la kii lay yéene waaye soo bëggee tontu ku nekk understand dafaa gën a prolong te yow ñëwaguñ ci yow sa as Basiru understand te time amul fu mu nekk nii time bi mu ngi ñoo xaw a jaamu si loolu so let's try to maximize time bu ñu am nii so make ko rek mu laan I think you're about to
now let's do this
move to Talibo.
Let's clarify this thing. Independent body, Supreme Islamic Council, Christian Council, independent body, according to him. Fine and good. Now, if there's an independent body that is established, then you more fi wakado mune. Ni Supreme Islamic Council ñu def dara. Liggéey mu am ko nga xam ne dafa ñëw dimbale gaay seen liggéey. Kon loolu warata nekk problème moom loolu la wax fii. As simple as that. Tey nii moom dañu bëgg mu wax ñu ndax bii nii body bi nii bu ñu sas nii body nguur bi la ndax dafa independent comme Supreme Islamic Council.
Ok dina ko tontu suy ñëw.
waaw
dina kii
ñun dañu bëgg tamit président bi even within religion is a sensitive area within even the Muslims and Christians am na ñu nekk catholic am na ñu nekk Anglican the same thing in the whatever. Man li ma foogoon mooy bii should have been a broad based something mu nga xam ne it will be a religious council where now you have Christians, Muslims and all other denominations and then they can have let's say departments or units. When it comes to let's say an area bu nga xam ne Muslims don't have any because they are Muslims is about Christianity, that council will have let's say 2 heads, Christians and then whatever, and then ñooñu dana is going to be all inclusive. Waaye lii man su ma nekkee Christian du ma ne parce que gis naa président dafa jël priority muslim yi man loolu laa koy gis.
ñun man I can speak on behalf of Christians ñu amuñu ci problème ñun we are very very super organized and structured, we are guided by a constitution and kenn du defy kenn du wii because ñu ngi ko binda li war a xew mu ngi fa kana ko war a def mu ngi fa kañ lañ ko war a def mu ngi fa and there has never been a dispute in terms of the governance of the Christian council.
But also
because of their guiding principles, they will never.
No, you are missing the point.
I understand. And I'm saying, for you,
these people over
we feel that.
Supreme Islamic Council, there is not an issue. Everything is
if you ask me, there is no need for another religious whatever.
Absolutely.
If you ask me, that's what there is no need for that. But then again, constitute.
It's a political maneuver.
So no quickly ila tek mu nelati wote on. Nyanta sawon na kudo.
Miro ka fa dula dole.
Okay.
Aka tinti wala ka no ka continue. Okay, ñing melta ta president ya sainte ñing elders council men ya lo sainte. Akamunda ko dendi ko aka sotole yalla nañi manko ton daw sot. Bar garam bu bo do bi je way ko ton daw sot. Ko di? Bar dendi ko be fana mbuga ko ton daw sot. Bar dendi ko dol bi je fo ko ton daw sot. Wo be ka ke muna do ka paraw ñi ñandi la. Spring Islamic Council wo mu independent body la. Me alon ko wala muslimi añu mo be fudi. Aya beg ñin dolu ye fan organiser ko itel fan laftale ka yamar loke dino la karol
Greek is wrong. It's wrong.
but
No. Everybody knows that. Mama interject. Allow me to interject you. You say these are conflicting something and they are misleading.
Okay.
Supreme Islamic Council is independent. This other council is not independent.
that's how you feel.
No, that's what you said.
No.
No.
Understand me, let me be back.
Comme ko muna wax lolu may ko mu leral. Iko ñu no ye fan organize. Okay.
Ya tan president na ko ntolu laftan tol fana ka fo soto me yalon ko abikela alfalati amanke dino da matide barna culture ba kono because alfal le muti ya understand inata ye fanyi tan di banko president no ila mo
We don't see any culture there. Muslim knowledge, we are more gigi.
alfal iko alfa kafo dina alfa kafo le
Dino, you have a culture.
dina no dino kono culture bi jele
It is not say elders also.
ya understand no da po
It is not elders community.
ya mun fo
The name is, they say they are launching the National Muslim Elders Council.
There's no culture there.
okay
No, not elders, neither. National Muslim Advisory Council.
It's not elders.
Not elders.
So what is Bible bringing you under there? You don't even understand the subject.
so yalla mo na fa ke bani alfa man ke kelenti mo ka ke dindu like alfa ya understand kam men fe
But let's quickly.
sa ali mo dro ngam ñim mo do kulle jakase kam yalon ko amang ki jakase kuti ka fu dole fanam bidam before ñi do organize rawdatul majalis
President moto dealer.
ñaar
Akade phone lale.
ani mbatu la moy dro
Juma Nying Council.
Majalis akamen fo. President moto dealer akade phone lale.
kabina na president ya otumo Musa Dramo le mu minister of local government and religious matters itata iko idafta tala banko ton ko nano kan ka kairo sabatindi bawo itul mu dino de la dol bije alma me problème o bije
Juma nyolo wala majalis o.
madalis la do bije si kelo le bije dol ko ni mu jomon leti ni mu foro leti ite salla jamoto rawjatul madalis la wo association inata president advice ka foko itul mu ka folo ti me alon ko so kairo sabatindi because ibita be mon yamarla I went with them kada banko be
Question. What association? Gambia Supreme Islamic Council. What association recognized?
I recognize later
Okay.
for the independent.
On those.
Okay.
Okay.
You understand? Yes. Ntele ni tata.
Supreme Islamic Council.
Of course.
Only Supreme Islamic Council can you think you know.
Mani ha. Bari.
Supreme Islamic Council around the endos.
Anile. Ila kwa pele na kumoli.
Okay.
That Rawjatul Majalis is just like this other one.
Okay.
You understand? For the co, Jomale close to the president or Jomale president meet. But those Rawjatul Majalis, ntele ni tata. Ni tata fuga misara. Gara wol diabuku. Sali Kenya. Dina kuol men bije fatam fanso be mol tema. Itata ya sita ya kacha. Funga be dimbadu dem.
So you do beto kele.
So
what organization is existing still now?
Existing bari itel fana na da farfulati kotek. Ina da faras kotek because tombondiro ila tombondiro ni dol ko ten.
Okay.
So sai be dami infrasta.
We gambe ke clintel fa gambe.
Ila mo dron
Ni defa na farasita.
no sikeno. yalo
ando famo to di wala leba sa office di wala leba
political party mel bebe Gambia ko ne man tar
hani mbe dinol fa maba politiko to mbe dinol
bele Gambia fa
hani mbe dinol to
dinol in politiko ni
manje kili
ko kilo rek
amay kili
ko kilo
hani
adam ko
amanje kili
ñing la ko ñim
amala fa na jam ñin bla senandi because ala miro ya balance that okay
malo to
nana yaram sa inte ñini ko itel mu ka forati mi alon ka foko il lafta pour que président mo yamari dino la au Spring Islamic Council kilin kono il a vice president is part of this association former Spring Islamic Council la ngaton ko abi jele ya wonde sa so wo be men yitan de la wala ñindi ko nater ko kelo be tema nater ko fatam fansole be tema then Spring Islamic Council la ala post ni la second deputy member ji ite tarra ñin ka fokono molle ya interpreti la tedun la ñokono bari fendi ni ya organize nasara president ñanta advice jamala sodola ananta advice jamala sodola so ni ñini e fansasi afanan ko mal sembentu yala ma fo e man sakunda mal sembentu yala ako mal sembentu yala be moto sannale al ya lonji
sa ñing question wo organization ini minul tata num base itundi
rajatul majalis office soto
okay your office soto
they have their executive at all the corners of this
so
country.
the question is itoko wol nata president ka faye ko ñing ko be ñing problem be ke kan ando laftale yentol bula ngata ngaw problem o régler ando problem president ko kasitije alta nganna duwadi pour yeta wo problème o régler ando ite fana ya foko Supreme Islamic Council yewo ye recognize ye endorse pour ko do ko mi sign for president yewol sempantu yale aye
samba mafa so moto la I don't know that but moto costa men toni tul be samba na ladula men tula na dimbal bu
abota atelier
president yo pe ay se bentu ya auto la ndele bi tata nyola
yeah that's clear
so abi it is a AG chambers the question here is ndema mem lom follow wala ñindi ko ñin kafu do fana fo register AG chambers bar ngalon ko pour kilindi je wala kafu wo kafu momo ndi ya le sodol ale kafolo hala tellam albe muslimi ya kilimno bang albe area kilimno bang albe development kilimno bang alkay AG chambers ale register je ale kafolo
ila
advice ala in case you be member local the member ila advice for the thing
Islamic Council fa fait des problèmes sur non ñom nen mun nañ am problème ku nekk fofu mun ci kafo bi mun na advice the president what is going on at the Spring Islamic Council even the Christian community not a mutual understanding te be da maltima nin kilim funtita ko tel lañu Christian community car na kafo lo we want to advise the president will welcome them
ama nema soto
ama soto kema si soto na
soto la
very good but anu imanke alat
Nte alate bari mbambe min fokan aman anene ma soto
dandi nin
ama soto sa
dawda nin kayro bije ibalo na kafu ko koro fanan ka nyati jele dia be dawda wali yo katam jele ya understand surtout que fol men yalon ko siyata muslimal mo siyata
ke men fo e kay kan ina na dan fembe min kay la mo soto
wo se kenole
anyway the problem is not about them so let's even not give it ma sa tik this jigen buñ door bir kama
no bala ñu dem fofu nonu haral mag jegal li même pole kafu tan kafu mon kafu keme in the Muslim community ama jawya abe betiata to work with the president is even sooner to work with the president.
So do you know abe sembentu yala ako abe sembentu yala atela famfan kodo for taxpayers money
na bo kala bitala national assembly la ya approve je par ne da kuma e kuma da ni badi ya kaja ipo nga yalon ka foko be kala fona on helplati
okay bye
muda musundu
aka musundingo because time o
tadale la hanin kana fu musundu I withdraw that statement muso men ko ketala mandar jede bari tiba fo kan nyame na wala kat ko nyame mun nyande hakilo la fitna ko to bakede surtout muso be yalon ko tollo intel kan tollu del fanan ke tol futu ke okay nyantira tempani ka control ka jiko ka muso respect ka bunya na society kam fa fanan ka karani samba nka kudol ke men kala violence yaji we are living in the same society killing the bentol block mbeden da surtout ni mo men den ta kula fal be training ke ka na ku ke men manya aw on rek ya bar da wodo bare hanne mum kula nar iteme yalon ko dina sembo warta kewle sembo warta musoti be ñim fo kam in any department because ñi munul ka siya bakle side nak ni musol ni kewle bendan bla wod bla to kam fa kana drom do ka do jung ngaje political party o do bije musoni kew dum tan la nya abla nya ko pam fa nya ko futita na
juma bute
kew ñi
ay muso bute
muso ñu bute yaki social media ko hani sa wona dalo ka yay ba yorul ya aussi fal man bete
ku bute je
mun kule bogola je famul damma e kurwo sangi dammal ya critical
okay
so wala ka for women's right
okay itero amanyan nakel and mo bete right bayo acha let's go in there quickly because time di jam nañu
yeah abuse against the young ladies phenomenon
right
I will advise coach may I create meeting disease from such and I believe the justice Sibara chon bunya nidara gino la karola gino from so protected that's and adino almano bina protected Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so la londa fail kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam so la muso kipene me anuka man ba ka bari to rakabo to la bala so donc de mo be dal na ba so la sakata muso bunya mono muso fe bani kile basi muso ko amal ki nonya sa hadilu du ba let nobody mokana so later regarding this
advisory committee
and you see the president need to be very careful banko mar adenka a group of people mar it's completely different because banko I mean I more sifa bele dundi you have pagans, you have Christians, you have Amaris, you have people from different set of religions. People
very sensitive issue.
It's very sensitive. So you see, as a president, look, womulu may alongo those imams or whatever. They can see like if I some kafolo no le. See if I some kafolo no le because look at that. The loi we get the poll. Momo ele pra kafolo is halu. Ala kafolo.
Absolutely.
Ala kafolo. Now left injil men ale injilala. Nobody have right to stop you from doing that.
Right.
And when you go to every other religions, religion, Catholic religion, but you know, I mean, Nico Banco, national anywhere is this means Banco Bay. National means Mobe, Banco Bay. So national need, national, I mean, religious
Muslim Advisory Council
is something me along is very sensitive. The mountain in Banco.
Asensifta Mandela.
The president
the sensitivity there. The president and the NPP have sensitive. Okay. Yeah, sensitive. As the president,
the So, the president have a political party. They can have in their party, they can have their own religious whatever.
It's still sensitive.
In a moment, in their own party. It's sensitive. No, it's about it because it's their party. In our party, let me tell you, in our party, because that is our party. That is our institution.
No, they said
we have our Imam Association. In our own party. Our Imams. Imam Association.
Yes,
we have our Imam Association.
So MPP.
Imam let me tell you.
It's more dangerous than this one.
You know what is
Talibu. Time tatale. Mbalal dorong ay ala kumo thinke.
UDP imamul.
You see, let me tell you something. Nobody is stopping the president. I am a Malta. Because that is wole yake. Come like, I mean, you can couple in tribal couple melfo. Wole fanke. Without nobody forcing them. It is a comedy president. But let me tell you something. Talabo. Billahi wallahi tallahi.
Absolutely.
How it was. Do you listen to the president when he was speaking?
You listen to him.
When he was speaking, I think a couple of Kumofanyame. I would have in a moment. I know I have one couple when they start couple in Carlo. And then Lume Alonco, launching in. You listen to the president very well. I'm not getting to me Capoco, Pula Me Alonco, Molly for organized canal. I can tell you that very well. You want to speak to people. Even time I have
Remember 1 second, Talibo. Yalo ñen ñanta tala time o bantale andong a ñanta diya exactly bay ni la naja ate tola yela sa yela ko mo fe bara mala ke ko ay diya mo fi falo la ba ando woman pinke so bay the time ngarapo
you see the president never advised for me the president
your brother yeah
my brother you see in Bangkok, they have Christian Council, they have Islamic, Supreme Islamic Council. Niaje ko dino la Carola, left a dino so nyoka. And then for harmony, I mean, I think the best thing will have been the Supreme, you call the Supreme Islamic Council, you call the Christian Council, you bring them together. You understand?
We'll be together.
Listen,
those people are together.
Amalgamate them.
That's no way between them.
The Ministry of Religious Affairs. In the moment, this committee, they have an advisory office there under the Ministry of Religious Affairs. Because already the Constitution allows us to have.
What you're saying already exists. What you're saying already exists.
What I'm saying. If that is already exists, so this means Kunaka that already exists.
So why are we getting
so maybe the president is playing a card replica.
Yes, I'll tell you about
They went to the president at some point. He gave them $1 million. There was well before.
$1 million.
$1 million.
Baro.
Okay. The round to Majalis. The people made the round. You know what I am saying. He gave them $1 million. Kabring router load for the Fungo, they are Igamoto member. Amamoto in the router. I moto in the there is a serif there's one serif organization. Yes, I'm doing the on behalf of that serif organization. The Supreme Islamic Council, I go different. So the problem is instead of to put the Supreme Islamic Council and the router together, for it to be a one Islamic form. Muslim. No, government. Let me tell you something. Government, when they want to deal with the Christian Council, they go to one Christian Council, and they deal with them directly. Listen, if there is a conflict between the Supreme Islamic Council and
the Christian community understand that one angle.
Where these people put them together. I get one family.
Okay, they unify. That's the argument, right?
That's what you need to do.
No. You need an agenda.
President Barrow, according to bio, Neil Muslim co-killer. It's a Supreme Islamic Council ye nakaling ko
and even
ye Muslim will be ye came on the
the deputy president of Supreme Islamic Council
Basiru
why because atelam haji commission is the habit.
Mic bi fayal na mic rek ma continuer bala ma nga fayal na sen mic rek man you are the national deputy national youth advisor to the president on youth matters. Biñ commencé programme bi yang doon jéem a put forward, you understand, like speaking to the mandate of your office and president bi mbebetam ci ndaw ñi ba tax mu indi leen jox leen office boobu noonu pour yéen ngeen saytu yëfi ndaw yi yooyu. So because time bi xaw nañoo jàmm waaye quickly mun ngaa just you know mention few of the things yi nga xam ne yéen loolu ngeen nekk di work on pour gis ne ndaw ñi gis nañ seen boppa si doxalini réew mi ba pare dina gën a yokk yaakaar instill hope indi yaakaar tamit ci ndaw ñi bi nga xam ne comme gis nañ fii recent ni biñ ne dañoo yóbbu ndaw yi naka la Spain right ñu gis information from Peter Gomez somebody or whatever déglu naa ko I can't remember who said it ne the number of applications yiñ put forward te gis nañ lan lañ soxloon so mu won na le ndaw yi du ne bugguñ liggéey bugga nañ parce que biñ leen ooyee ne leen kaay leen ñu utal leen liggéey gis ngeen ñu ñëw ñi def application bi ñu submit feneen ak feneen the Tibet yooyu noonu and all that University of the Gambia ndaw yi dem school dañoo wàcce school ten ñu toog ñu ci bari liñ jànga sax xëy na suñoo liggéey dañoo dem liggéey leneen lu utee liñ jànga yéen ci seen office foofu noonu am sure ne li ma wax nii yëpp du ne lu kumpala ci yéen lu leen óor la parce que ndaw ngeen yéen a ngi jokkuwante ak ndaw yi yéen a ngi jokkalante ak ndaw yi lan ngeen di def ak président bi lan ngeen koy advice and lan mooy seen jubluwaay pour gis ne lii yëpp saafaral na ko du ma ne lii yëpp génn na ci dëkk bi parce que benn président mënu koo génnee you know waaye tamit pour ne saafaral nañ ko ba ndaw yi am yaakaar ne su dee ne Bojang dundinam wécceeku na because of liggéey indi kon manit war naa am yaakaar ne su ma mujjee ma teeylu manit su ma dundin dina wéccu ko si seen liggéey ak yu baax yi ñoo indi jëmale ko ci wàllu ndaw yi.
Well, thank you once again. Just wàlla ne la President has assigned us, both me and the advisor, KCD, I'm the deputy. We have a mobilization strategy to mobilize the youth from the village level to the ward level, district level, at the regional level, and even at the national level. We will come here with a leadership program, a training program, whereby we will be, you know, WhatsApp group, we will be offering them like business courses. The other day I had a meeting with the Youth Chamber of Commerce, the CEO. You told me what I'm explaining because most of the youth are into business, but sustainability becomes their problem, like bookkeeping and stuff like that. So we want to come in for that. And also, if you look at right now, there's this delivery system. We're looking at how to create the business to try to create 3,000 new jobs within a year or two. So we can register them, develop an app whereby then you link up with all the businesses in the greater Banjul area, like the restaurants, supermarkets, you know. At the fingertip, you have Sabir Care with Gum Switch Tamit as well. So you use Gum Switch. You use your credit that thing goes to the database. You assign it to somebody in that area. You deliver ko and they get paid what $250. The very young, but I'm talk to my mom so Bruce B. But I'm like my essence spend $500. I pay this guy $200. When you Bruce B, because based on it took him about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Musiko. So no man did not contact traffic. So president, we want to think outside of the box. Employment opportunities are finny. And local content. Sometimes we go to functions, meeting functions. Like if we order Don Simon, well, we order Coca-Cola. Why don't we empower the juice makers in Ghana? The fact you want at new package finny, new jai fish and new import. You make sure that they are protected. This is how you create employment for the youth.
Comme ni ma ko waxee ci njëlbeen bi bala ma doguma la ndaw yi li ñuy jànkuwante ñun ñëpp xam nañ ko te li nga wax ni it's like you're also pinpointing you know the issues li ma bëgg a yow sa office dama feel ne issues yi baro xam na ko loolu mooy suma gom-gom moo taxit mu ne xaaral dina difficult pour minister of youth pour mu jokkalante ñoom or whatever waaye bëgg naa indi ñoo xam ne ñoo ma gën a jegeñ ñi nga xam ne ñoom ci ndaw yi lañ bokka ñu ngee dunda li ndaw yi di dunda jànkuwanteel pour ñu mun ma advice yooyu noonu pour ñu mun a indi yoo xam ne ay mbir luy saafara. So now the question is solutions. You understand? Yoo xam ne di nga ko put forward pour ñu mun a xam ne ñoom de ñu ngi cee dox o commencé nañ ko o def nañ ko. Apply is an example.
So no solutions are there. If you look at the UA, our national the NDP, it's there. So right now, as the advisor, you need a scoping. We're looking at the gaps. Areas in your manke mumfa. You said nakalenko muna file. But also some of the projects, the ongoing projects in mumfi, when you make sure the users are aware, we are reaching out to them, we are talking to them. Understand that? New jail opportunity you. Look at the YEP project. It's there. Then you sort of trailer, general material pour set up pour nga door pour liggéey. Understand that? It is there.
So dañ la lolu ngeen nekk di def correct.
It's already there.
How many stories are you talking about here?
It's a lot.
I don't say it's not a lot. Tell us, okay, yep, it started this year, we got this, and these people have now this scale of business. We know all this is happens, but some of us, I can tell you, go through some of these things. So we want to know whether
you see our problem is, you didn't find out information. Then you talk in our own corner, accept information from you. If you want something, you go out and you reach out, you research, you are
advising the president. It's not
we won't be talking over here.
We're gonna be we review policy, we make sure there is no policy duplication, we make sure the policy is effective.
So you guys are the policymakers in terms of that?
No, government policy. When it comes to government policy, the ministry is there.
Yeah,
to plan to implement.
Advisory role.
Yeah.
Advisory.
We look at policy, and we look at areas whereby where the president, we will inform the president. We'll talk to like the stakeholders. Like at any given time, or the NYC, they come to my office, you talk, you exchange ideas, you hear from them firsthand. These are the information that you put on the table.
Okay.
Understand? When you talk to the president, you talk to the minister. Well, anywhere you go in the world, youth unemployment, it is a problem. Because you're the biggest chunk of the population.
So let me ask you, do you guys have because it's you're the deputy, you have the national youth advisor, you have the deputy. Do you guys have an office that is accessible to the youth? Yeah. For independent issues, or maybe you have ideas you have to share again.
I can show you a message. Call CEO Youth Chamber of Commerce, he just went to Facebook, type my name, this is my do, to my picture, send my message. I want to meet you. I was even trying to reach out to you because you were recording. Even that very day, I had an activity very important. Why time this much time they put me this mom. The most of them they put them for meet ko. Understand? Because we take the issue, this issue very seriously.
Meeting or is there an office behind?
There's an office.
Walk into.
There's an office.
To say, okay, my youth, I have a concern, an issue. I want to meet the national youth advisor or the deputy national youth advisor who not put my issues on the table, and hopefully they can advise me or they can direct me. Is that available?
No, you have structures. You cannot just meet each and every individual. There's an office. I have an office in State House. But State House is not accessible by everybody. You have my number. You have the NYC, you have the Youth Chamber of Commerce. So these are groups we are working directly with them. Okay. So anybody come call, I'm not come call Demba Burka Demba. I met her with the Youth Council of the nominated council of Kemo Bojang. Chita mi launch the TVEC. Ñu toog ñu waxtaan so mu ko ma ne ko léegi fine jëlal number ndaw si mu ngi nii kii nii the CEO of the Youth Chamber of Commerce because moom yi ma woo yëpp we want to come with a plan. We have to have a master plan. But if you want to deal with each individual cases doo mën a achieve li nga bëgga. We want to set a roadmap. We want to leave a legacy. Understand nga? So this is the thing. I'm accessible by anybody. Anytime mu ma nit callee pour nga gis ma di nga mën a gis.
So fan la nit ñi di amee sa number comme dañu war a def comme ki nekk naka GCCI dem Facebook search sa number bi o
no de Youth Chamber of Commerce so léegi soo demee NYC kii naka Pamalik so ne ma Pamalik dama bëgg a di Pamalik will give you my number. I have an office. We have an office.
Yeah.
There's an address. Anybody that writes to us, the letter will come to us.
Okay.
Officially, that's how it should work. But we make ourselves, we want to be accessible to everybody, more available. But normally you have to write to us, an official letter. It goes through the normal protocol.
And then it comes
even when you call us, we'll listen to you, we'll meet you, but officially we want you to put something,
documentation.
Because that office doesn't belong to me. Tomorrow I could be in another place, somebody will come in. How? So if I'm going, if there is no track record, if there is no file, then there's a problem.
Quickly, we've seen there's a by-election in Banjul, half-die ward, right? 3 normally, prospects in the zone. That's the NPP, the PAP, Taboromane, and the PPP. But down the line, PAP withdraw, right? Ne munge support the PPP candidate. So now there are only 2 candidates. That's the PPP and the NPP in Banjul. And you have Bartholomew, who is the NPP candidate or whatever. Oh, by the way, let me say, today's program, I had reached out to both NPP and the PPP to have the candidates, possibly the same or individually, for them to come on the platform. But unfortunately, both of them has clearly said, we cannot come, or we cannot take interviews, or we cannot talk to the media. So
I don't know what is that.
Well, it's exactly what I said, because you know, you have people texting us to say, well, there is an election in Banjul, you know, are you going to have the candidates? Are you going to bring them or whatever? Because ningi tam yi setan legi fok ñu set liñ buga ak li ñuy laajte ñu indi ko. But unfortunately, I have done all effort to try to reach out to both candidates, but they have told me clearly they don't want to come, they cannot come for one reason or the other. So sorry, our lovely viewers, we're unable to have any of the candidates. Possibly you can follow them at the different national platforms, or maybe go to Banjul and join their campaign if you want to hear from them, or if you want to know things about them, right? So you can go there. But unfortunately, they cannot come on the Grand Bantaba. But the Grand Bantaba moves. So what can you tell us about the campaign? Lan moy sen gom ci campaign bi? Yan liggéey ngeen nekk def ci lu gàtt rek tënk ko ci lu gàtt ndax yéen foog ngeen ne di ngeen win naat tuugu ba, because ki fa génn a dem, it was an NPP councillor, more tukki, right? And then more create the vacancy, then you are them by election. Ndax yéen foog ngeen ne kooku génneen bi mu fa génn waa Hafdaay ñu ngi still am olute bi si yéen ne dinañ leen joxaat si bi or whatever. Lan mooy sa gis gi ak
man du ma ne waa Hafdaay rek, waa Banjul, because if you look at the infrastructural development yi this current government def in Banjul, ñun ñu Banjul lañ jógee. Banjul la juddoo, fa la yaroo, fa la màggee. Project yi ñu def biir Banjul, ku ñëw you're proud of Banjul. 10 years ago, I was so ashamed to call myself a Banjulian. Bu ñu demee biir Banjul sa sama dafa paan, sa organe si dañoo dama. But right now, amul fenn foo mu dee dugg biir Banjul. Tubakoro, there was a time 10 years ago, benn taxi du dee nangoo dugg Tubakoro. 10 Augustines lañ dee nangoo em. Jigéen ñi dañoo jógee marché di struggle pour dugg biir Tubakoro. Part of your city, your capital city that we should be envy. They should be the envy of the world. So Hafdaay, ñoom Sonko ñoo taawal candidate for, because xam nañ foofu noonu. Xam nañ affaire yi Banjul. Banjul is about development, it's about projects. It's about what you can do for them. Talk is cheap. Dangaa ñëw ñu déglu la, but what do you offer them? What can you offer? Lan nga mën a put on the table? Because dañoo analyze. Understand nga? Léegi nga dem sa toog di waxtaan ak yu si keroog burka dem ñu ngi dem di campagne yu si waaye dañu fa taawlo 30 minutes di ñu laaj corrections issue about park bi gi fekk ñoom yëguñu woon ne park bi sax ñu ko war a ñëw rehabilitate ñu ko war a ñëw pour defaraat leen ko, you know, because am nga xale yu bëri ñu ngi yëgatu ci sports te ñoom tamit foofu lañ yaakaar.
ñen ñoo ko war a rehabilitate State House?
No, it's going to be through the ministry with Gunworks.
Why park we nekkut under the custody of the ministries, under the custody of the municipality?
No, it's under the custody of the municipality.
Yeah, the council, Banjul.
Yes, why BCC is under the government. It's under the central government.
Wow.
You gotta take the BCC away from the central government.
Autonomous.
No, they're independent. It's an independent body.
Exactly.
It is an independent body.
Anything that is under them, so ñëwee pour defar ko da nga war a jaar ci ñoom. Waaye doo ñëw ne dama ko nangu ci ñoom pour defar ko. The question is, they take over the management of the park.
No. yaa ngi confuse ñaari. Yaa ngi confuse ñaari. Yow yaa ngi wax di Makati Square. Mama ngi di football park
Half day nga.
Waaw half day la.
Okay.
Yaa ngi bëgg confuse ñaari.
No, I got.
Yaa ngi bëgg confuse ñaari.
It wasn't clear.
Waay pagi marché bi harama leeral foofu pagi marché bi nanguwuñ ko. Pagi marché bi soo ko seede Magadi Square it is part of the State House with quadrangle. Understand nga gan buy dugga si biir State House bu ñëw seeti suñ président suñ State House da nga faa jaar. So it has to be.
Doo jaar si parc bi.
Diri da nga fa romba du nga gis. Moom la waaye déglu ma nee ne. Waaye déglu ma. Du fa jaar di nga gis. So it has to be maintained. State House la ñoom léegi ñun State House dinañ ko budget dinañ fa invest dinañ ko maintain ayoon kenn park bi de.
su ma la waxee ne léegi how about if council comes and says you know what possibly we were not able to maintain it. I'm not saying that's the thing waaye man su ma gisee so council ñëwee ne we were not able to maintain it to the standard you guys are trying to do right now or would have expected because yéen doo leen dee subvent the councils right council they live off of the meager taxes that they receive.
dañ jël subvent ku la dañ jël subvent.
Yes, through the 8 years, we need to understand.
Nominated council alone, chairman of finance committee of BCC. Then there's something.
Okay, listen. So what is subvention? 10 million. Understand? They go for 500,000. Would you call that subvention?
Well, I'm not going to subvention video. It's your developmental projects. It's your developmental projects. Projects in the moment of the Abdi. Haraman,
let's go back to the election. Let's go back to Battle.
Bolo is our candidate. He's our winning candidate. Wa Abda Sen Bopa, ñoko tané ci community bi. Dafa contribute, dafa leen liggéeyal. Ñun taanuñ ko de. Dañ ewu suma ñu ne ñoom community bi Abda ñoom ñu ne ñun kii lañ bugga. Daf ñu yaaga sonal. Te avec council it's about the community. Dafa am ñooy represent day to day. Directly da nga war am interaction ak ñoom.
MSJ bi the other guy ma tek moom tam waa half day la waa Banjul la.
Waa Banjul la.
Exactly.
Waa Banjul la.
Waa ma tek moom tam ndaw la te ràññee nañ ko foofu noonu.
Waaw.
Okay.
Ràññee nañ ko loolu kenn bañu ko.
Waaye sa gom-gom mooy ne waa half day liggéeyi Batalo mi lañ gëj a gis daan.
ñoom ñoo tànn Batalo mi ne ñun kii lañ bugga. ñun ñëpp xam ngeen Batalo mi.
Waaye MSJ tamit ñu ngi wax ne ndaw yi half day ñoo ko tànn.
Waaye ñu déedéet ñu isil Batalo mi laa wax. ñoom ñoo ko tànn isi ko ne ñun kii lañ bugga.
Okay.
Demuloo uti ko de ñoom ñoo ñëw ne ñun kii lañ bugga. So ñu open up a process ibi application still loolu woon ne moom lañ tànn de dañ ibi application ne anybody ku have interest nga nekk waa Ablaye bugga ngaa taxaw nga apply so moom rek moom moo apply yoon.
Okay, so keneen apply.
keneen apply yoon.
ñu just jël ko moom.
Waaw so ñu jël ko. And démba de ñu ngi jógee ci campagne bi su ñu dem campagne dañoo ànd almost 200 to 300 nit pour ànd house to house waa Ablaye seen bopp ñoo jóg jël ownership of the project.
Why 200 to 300 nit ñoo because have day xam naa ne seen voter turnout is about what 1,700.
700. Waaw.
Exact 1,700.
Waaye youth yi because Batalo mu ngi ci affaire hunting Batalo mu ngi ci affaire football so dafa active su youth si moo liggéeyal yëpp ñëpp a take ownership of campaign.
Actually, so you know what? I'm going to stop talking about Batolome because I wanted Batolome to come here and sell his own agenda and he refused to do it. So we're
No, dafa busy. Dafa busy.
Yeah, I'm not dafa busy. I'm not going to even allow us to even continue to talk about Batolome.
You see, solidarity la. Waaw, ko ñëw wone nga sa bopa.
Sen flag mo tamala.
Sen flag gis na ma raawul. Bi ñëw kay ma xamoon na ne.
Fàttali ko ma loolu sax. Yàlla xam na ne xaw ma ne sax.
Kola PVP la de.
Okay, good to know.
Waaye gis na ñoom Sonko dañu ragal a ñëw.
Di ragal a ñëw.
Waaw, dañu ragal a ñëw Abdaye.
Pour contest.
Waaw, contest.
Xam nga man dama dee wax ne sax dama dee wax.
Bañu logo area la. Right now ni, yes. Bañu logo area la.
Comme nu kii ak nekkee no go area.
Waaw, dañ ko sil tëj dama caabi bi.
Fan Banjul.
Waaw, dañ ko sil tëj dama caabi.
Kii ak nekkee no go area.
Waaw. No, kenn du logo area de. Kenn du logo area de. Kenn tëj ko seetal liñ fa am ci élection bi. Seetal margin dañ génn. Mo dem gaay ne dañ lose, mo dem ñu understanding dynamics. Police is about numbers. Our numbers has increased in that ward. Si ward boobu increase na. Ñoom ñu ne foofu seen area la ñu mun naa win about 100 and something votes. Ñoo loolu seen stronghold. Xam nga fa mo fi so Abda xaaral ñu si election. Di nga gis margin bi dinañ waxtaan then go now understand what is the definition of stronghold. Loolu mooy define stronghold. Waaye nga leen daay 100 and something margin. Can you something imagine no, you know, because why can't you and you get service in the so you pour around transportation, you give them booty because they don't win.
Quickly, on that, so that we can wrap up.
The Youth Chamber of Commerce, I am a member of that. So I want to put it to you, Ne. They don't, in fact, Youth Chamber of Commerce, I think you have 2 now.
2?
Yes.
There's a girl called Fatima Mulushi.
That's coming up.
Who's this Mulushi?
Youth Chamber of Commerce. And it's voluntary membership. You cannot use them to determine the needs of the youths because some don't even know they exist, some are not members. And they only invite members to their meetings. I am a member, so I know.
No,
I'm just giving you a suggestion.
Is it the first Youth Chamber of Commerce or the other one that is coming?
The first Youth Chamber of Commerce, that's where I belong. They are opposite. Their office adjacent is it
Caraba Avenue.
That's what I belong. That's the one I belong to my school.
Okay.
So what I want to suggest is, I think they should be more accessible and they will know directly if they don't go to kind of associations that have a voluntary membership. They could create a way or go around
to association.
Banking. They are
Islamic for gold for
Okay, so for me, what I think would do better would be one, see how you go around getting it more accessible, as in not based on the membership and so on. 2, somebody who is in the provinces might have a difficulty even knowing these things and so on. So maybe that could be a mechanism. I know you guys will work on that. Now the other thing, local content. I'm very happy you mentioned local content. And I've heard Babo say local content, and I'm happy. But my problem is I'm not seeing policy shift. You can say local content. Okay, in Nakapendal, they are making wonderful sofas. We have people making shoes. They are making wonderful. We have welder men that are doing great job. But if the policy of say, okay, we are going to now look at how much of sofas come into this country, at what rate, how much do we buy them? How do we make sure those that are producing it, we help them to be able to produce exactly that let's say, have a buy, 30% can come in, but 70% must be here. You want if you people are using Majalis or these visitors, you say we are buying from the Wonjo company, for example. That is the policy. It's not about talk. So if you're thinking about local content, bring the policy in there. Okay, this much should come from locally, whatever.
It must be.
Because you have the power to do that.
It must
But if you are talking to people and saying that we are promoting, we are giving them money, that's why I say here, many people are supported. But let them give us the database of how many people are supported and where did they meet their businesses and where did they scale to.
The success rate.
This is what we are trying to talk about. So we know these things happen. I think their approach should be, instead of saying, okay, this project, this EU, this, that, they should change the policies. That way, it will make sure somebody who is doing poultry is guaranteed that even if I have 5,000 tons of whatever, the market is there. Because there is a policy that the Ministry of Agriculture, if they have their retreat in Kanilai, they are going to buy from local.
No, but
that is the idea.
No, before you talk about policy, capacity has to be there. Like, I know there's a poultry owner, Mohammed Sanyang, in Sambuya, near Sanyang. You want to protect that guy. There was about a month ago, I went and visited his place. I was very happy. Why? But I had a discussion with Agmo. Mune ma denko wara pro. Mune ko boy. Buga nañ man support na ñu protect la. Why the local demand we denko wara meet. Because li ñoo consume si ganar fi aidé. Suñ la bëgg protect, then there will scarcity dafa am. Then price would increase. So then ñu ngi produce.
You don't hear me there. You don't hear me. I said what you should concentrate on, in my opinion, is local content be how much totally sofas and carpenters actually how much do they produce? No, against the demand. Then you put up a mechanism to make sure you augment the production, capacity. Then that policy will now come into effect.
Why to push back on what you had said? There was a time here, because I was into the poultry, layers and broilers, right? Eggs and chicken and all that. Come a time you have this company, I think the Italian or Turkish, that came and doing the eggs, right? The layers. And every other person, there's this guy in somewhere else. Mungdon also, almost one of the biggest egg suppliers, hotels or whatever, and things like that. But the guy was also kicked out of business because when that Italians or Turkish came, and they were producing 1,000 of eggs a day, right? There was a huge influx of eggs in the market. Ñepp seen neni di yahoo and everything else. But you know what? You jox leen a place, you set up, they send equipment, they produce their own feed. While us, we buy feed from Senegal. And the feed that we buy was very, very, very expensive. You don't expect to buy the feed at that level and then go compete and this guy who has the mecha to do his own feed. So at the end of the day, you have a lot of us that say, okay, you know what? It's not worth it. Ñepp rice and ganari. And mom mu get try benti.
Well, I mean, it comes back to sometimes it's good to have cooperative or consortium. So many small businesses. Why don't we come together? You form, you make a body. You partner. You could have an outgoing scheme.
This is why you come in. This is where protection should be.
Well, you outgoing scheme. They say naka la ñu mëna empower ñëpp ñu nekk ci benn umbrella.
You are getting it wrong. You don't get nene. No. And I think the viewers should understand this. Nene quand même for moy, lu moy wa moy. If you want to empower Gambian youth, it doesn't mean they have to come together. You can empower them without even them coming together. For example, if you look at still in your produce, land more they deny jail guys and Harris, okay, feed. Then the government will make sure there is a feed production line. They all will have access so that the much amount of money they all can get that keep feed.
There's a project at the Ministry of Agriculture for small ruminant. There's a feed project already. There. They want somebody.
What is the project?
Small ruminant.
No, what is the project? A temporal endeavor. That's not what we are trying to talk about. Phase out.
A sustainable.
For example, instead of one all together, feed from Senegal. Lady, you make sure something that is permanent. Feed be they not come access at a cheaper rate than mean.
But where our business is, and so-called local investors.
We don't say so-called. They are here.
Yes.
We are here.
So-called.
Basiru, government.
So-called investors. No, my a real life experience. When I was setting up my school. Basiru.
Anyway,
National Youth Council.
We need to wrap up.
National Youth Council. The minister himself, Bakari Baji, honorable. I met all of them. Okay, let me keep quiet because it's like time is up. But I'm telling you, there's a breakdown in the support system. You would see, National Youth Council write a letter to them, they'll not even respond. It's happening.
Seriously?
Yes. You don't know what is happening in this country. This is what we are saying. There are a lot of youth that are doing things, good things. Now, if, for example, you say, okay, Ministry of Agriculture or Ministry of Gamworks, if you people are building anything, now let's see our carpenters in the Gambia and our weldermen, the type of those that we want, let's capacitize them, and then we now get all this from them instead of importing it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we want to even come with the youth corps of engineers, whereby all these youth in engineering, construction, and we put them together. So we have a roadmap that will set.
No problem.
Youth corps of engineers.
We want that to happen.
It's going to happen, inshallah. Wow.
I think you guys are being so over ambitious. You understand? Because more than one at the same time.
No.
People need to see.
No roadmap. No. You're saying a roadmap.
Implementation needs to start.
I'm telling you a roadmap. I'm saying a roadmap. Roadmap.
Okay. I have a problem.
Will make sure the government didn't consider use it for some of the projects. Like you know, support schooling. You make sure they didn't consider UT. Some of the health center you consider UT.
You've given a very good example here that fat business. That is not very sustainable. The only if it's possible, we talk about capacity here. Can you people make your research and know that in the next 20 years, these are the type of people that we need? We can identify you showing with Gambia, because Gambia will lack a lot of specialties. Can you people do that?
Yes, instead of the first part only, yes. No, why not include the first part? You have to tell employees.
No, I don't say first part is not there. I'm saying that is a short part. Yes. Like Pakistan, just recently in the US, more than 1,000 plus Pakistani doctors get residency. Why? Because they produce more doctors to this extent that US will even need them. So even now, employ all these doctors, mass these people. So Turkey will need them, other places will need them.
Enough skills to even export.
You know what I'm saying?
The problem here is we
don't even have
that, we're not using skills to be able to even serve our needs here.
Absolutely.
Much more exporting, and that needs to be worked on. But that venture, it's a temporary measure. You understand? You guys need to look for sustainable measures. It can be continued because the impact will be felt, it will be seen, it will be measurable, it will be accessible. That is very, very important.
Accepted. That's why we want to call the youth corps engineers.
Okay, all right.
So you will be First of all, this is what I want. In Mansai, Itomo, Kebla, Mola concernment, platform in this country, and can I reject Nana and see. Either do for one like I spend for boy, members in Yandy. You make it that day. I'll be conversation. The idea go for come. Inaka be blood to Inaka. You put me along, moment in baby, once upon a you should be prepared to sit here on any platform, even in caramel. So I thank you for using your energy, re-energy. Don't be funding job. I don't funding job. Yeah, he is. So, Basiru kuma kile foda. Anyanta karale londo di funding job. Nemo malondo sort of fianco. Appreciate. Mon ka mi jam ni spenta me ya bote. Mo bol be jula ya la jam. Ila bi gol be par de brico drum spin. Yo bula. Mo do ni si do ko. Be malando. I have more to look at one because the mentality ya kam so ro ni diko. Moment kata tuwa da kamudo sanna ka ni fonko na ka kordansa. Ba imalo ko te fona banko kanja. Kudo bi ni o kida. Ido kusur la jam même si ala isitari la famille ko no isitari la bango do ko si la bango kala so ade men kila won ni diko ade funding ko ye karan funding ko fona ne so kana ko be kara nan nan bango do lumbina tuba bon de ko bere be da kan tuba do pour ka ko I kalero kiji be ya ke ya be asote so kulum ndaba bla do the Gafa and Jancha Serikunda, Yakamuri. Neither a Safuno than a locally Jan. Neither that one taken a base and a caraso. Not the Omola. I can see it will not a calabi. But I started with the producer, it may I can locally at your local level. I take the blue are not a calabi. I also employ, don't be surprised, 80 youths who pick up more bacon on Italy. It may be Italy.
And you know about my belief.
Yeah, and the danger, so, yeah. But apparently, I can somebody cut your business with your car. I'm going to know about me. May I go one record booklet? Me in a high color dealer, well, I don't have so dealer. It's a young waffy, young not. I can do the 19 million.
Yeah,
Canada, I could not mendi, it can bring back. But na bla do bije ni daba jibe senola karola ni misi malayandol ni be malayandol budol bije ikiba ni sama ko dia amam fofu ni noji adi eno bije sa de park ite ko sini da be kafre na be gamali abe di no because amana no so ni no be to problem ni do ibuka hawji machilal bijan o machilal ni iye kar nyaado ni tamila ni yo kala ke ye stop so ni ite kapinta ya ko la tak yeta ibaka la jan andum ibe na so la kapinta ya ko ita misuse la do je ni ado sai sila ko do agota ma do pura jini ma do sama wala ita fa dum ku do ko no mais ko business o tinala ta to sai ko mo
ay mo ko na halibo
so même fora la wala mi digo ali tali kiskiroke patikira mo bidi bari men fana ni yalon ko yela ko no de business o ko ban sa kunda e sementu ya ida keno to be yalon ko keno ni ngi joro kala je because investor jama kana ga dum tawle yade ban ningel fan la banko dum yeke no dia ko wa so ko dia dale am bu ñaw sam
naka
joro bal kije kan mo ba la ko to fana jola am sacrifice ta ni do mo ba wi akita ke nati ni kana frustrate ni bo bo de police na ay la ko kalamda akata ke ake nata yedo ko kije ni suda do ko na musol men galo silo kay mo ci hakko boy aka bon ko na yinati yi ay engage so ba de mo ci balu ka kero di wo industry ma ba o any other business ka kero ko ay din be ko la to mon ka ba ni ci which is very important. Sari ke sari so no raje. So mbabula ko ali kiskishiro ke baki ali engage ani ka kacha ye kulle no nyum bangoka ibe kulle ka kan bangoka ala ka ni no moy baki as youth advisors ale president advice ala minister advice the deputy advice deputy parani la wan ko ka ni la kasu ni mew na business land cross
yalla
mew mulo fayika kila masa kunda ba ni business model be fara be kele samul la tari ar bu ko pa ko kale ko ko kade ale dum business o dol kono ar me ci karam mu yele ni be ko le mi alam kasi fonde ko de ma
abaraka tale ko bayo anaka ibe sara la monna nga time mo tata
thank you so much ila deliberation on now like development for see dunia kada nyame you must have data. Without data, many direct.
Data sudah. Data mana kan sudah. Transportation. Data sudah memang direct. Dan sila jom memang dong kalau.
Tay mo tata abula ay tarap. Naka acha bayo yala dai na one minute you pare.
You see, government for what it is about. And nimba banku is not about challenging each other. It's about brainstorming, giving ideas to each other. Not about don't focus. It's not about development.
We just get
I will not be here to say.
Just please focus on
development. We're not talking about.
Okay,
so you know that even at the council, we know what we do, and I know the importance of data. So data, the importance thing as a youth advisor to the president. For me, I did. The manual is that even recently, about 2 or 3 advisors for youth. You know, because entry governments is there, the you have the minister there, I understand. All those things, but okay, fine.
We have National Youth Council as well.
We have National Youth Council, and that was consumed by the parliament. So yet still not begin. I like about it. I didn't data collect. Now they data collect, I didn't have empowerment. If you collect the data, for example, the number of poetries that come up, your data collect. You can get the produce in a day. How much are they producing? They can produce what is the approximate consume rate of Gambian on that. So here, that will give you a proper idea to know whether we have to protect them, what should be the protection mechanism, and what should be the way to help those people. Because that will help you people, you realize whatever effort amendment. Because if you see the Masakunda Kabili Nata, there have been a lot of funding. Funding Jama. But have you seen
11 years Sabali has been talking about.
They have a lot of funding. It has been coming to empower the youth. But for funding to be from the is very important. The number of skilled workers, the government really have the proper data of number of skilled workers in this country, the apprentices and the others. All these are things, I believe if you look at those sectors and the number of youths, so now the president and his people have many branches or many they are working on the youth. So I am advising you as the deputy youth advisor to the president and your advisor and others. You have a committee, you put things together, you assess. Now they assess already. That is my on this advisory or whatever role implement program. Government, but the government take up, and I would say the government keep it up. If you guys say that you really make a change in the life of the Gambians, but until a
if you say, are you not seeing that they're doing that?
I am not seeing.
I'm not seeing that too. I'm into business and I'm struggling.
Yeah, I'm
struggling because I don't knock doors. I knock doors. Nobody's responding.
I don't want to do that. If I want to go to what? I'm different. I know about half that effort. Politics, not be the kind of politics member who some more than
Now they are going to endorse the other candidates in solidarity. The party is small party. Let me go wrong with that. Let me tell you. Don't understand. Basiru, you know our free Basiru, never seal. Basiru is not seal. We are the one in charge of Banjul today. Banjul is under us. Banjul is under. Let me tell you something. You say Banjul is not. Political party. Candidate parliament in parliament representing Banjul. Then okay. The Banjulians knows what is good for them.
So, li leen nag ajuma bi li ñuy def rek mooy Basiru di la jaajëfal di am kontante bu mag ni ko taaliba waxee rek toogu bi toog nga fa am sone di nga jóg nga ñibbi lakkut la gaañut la toogut sa tànkay right li perception bi nit ñi di am bee nga xam ne buñ leen invité ñu bañ a ñëw fii nii it's just a perception waaye it's not reality defoon naa ne yow boo génnee fi mun ngaa taxaw ne ah bu ma fa demee de ay waxtaan lañ def ku ci nekk sa xalaat ngaa joxe yow it ci li nga xam ak ni nga ko xamee li nga foog yow it loolu ngaa wax pour aller pièce pour bring clarity pour indi leeral affaire bi yëpp loolu la du ne dañuy ñaaña kenn dañuy tuuti kër or whatever parce que ñun ñëpp we don't have monopoly of knowledge moo tax it always suñuy waxtaan dara dañuy indi ko xam ne mu ngi nekk ci fànn boobu noonu pour mun a ñëw toog indi leeral parce que ñoom ñoo ci nekk so ni ko taaliba waxee rek ñuy ñaax nit ñi buñ leen koolee pour invite leen ngeen ñëw lii mooy indi leeral waxtaani dëkka la waxtaan pour jëm kanam la nekk waxtaani dara man ñii toog fii nii toogaluma fi kenn suma bopp laa fi toogal lu may wax pour suma bopp la ma assumé ko ma jël responsabilité kenn yónneewuma kenn santuma o whatever suma bopp laa ko waxal ay na ñeneen ñi am nañ political affiliation so ñoom it li ñooy wax dañ koy assumé seen bopp la yow mi ñoo invite soo ñëwee nga toog fii nii nga wax buñ la laajee nga wax amul dara you know because yaa ngi taxaw si biti di door sa dina di téye mic di wax so pour ñëw toog fii war sa nekk problème pour kenn so di la jaajëfal di am kontaan bu mag a mag a mag a mag a mag parce que pour am people from NPP party ñu ñëw toog fii daf dee jafe lool not only NPP parce que yeneen political parties yi daf dee jafe gën a taan so di wax ñëpp rek ko am dara lay wax rek ñun suñ la invité nga ñëw léegi-léegi sax reach out leen to us ngeen ñëw ñu waxtaani naka mbokk la waxtaani benn la whatever ma bàyyi la rek in a minute nga tàggatoo ak askan bi most of the time ñi day ñëw fi from NPP dañ am special greeting for the president which I did not see you do today.
The president is my boss.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, he's my boss. And he will always ever be my boss.
Nama tayo. Askan bi.
But it's good.
May 2 hours din def kañu waaye li waxtaan daf dee neex boo xam ne stop nit ñi daf dee
kontaan nañ ci ne yéen a ngi lifin pour waxtaan ak askan bi pour ñun ñëpp ñu understand. It is about development. waaye ñu koy leen bàyyi xel ne si réew yi ñaata dafa very important dafa critical. nañ ñëkkee nañ fiya ba pare nañ neutral buñ parparloo bu ñu fi nañ neutral nañ nekk ci digga bi su ko ngeen defee lu baax ñu ñëw wax ko su ko ngeen amee manqué ñu ñëw wax ko suñu liggéey bi léegi-léegi boo déggee ñu wax dara ne lii la government bi def good news is no news good news is news news is news da nga am
wax bi seen kër fa nga dëkk di ngeen ko toog wax bi du loolu Englishman bi lay wax mooy no news is good news. Let me walk for English. No news is news. No news. Englishman do. Englishman do. No news is good news. Exactly. Dama bëgg tamit mo leer. ñoom fii plateforme boo xam ne dañ ci toog pour ñëpp Basiru understand nga du pour xaj pour seen ñoom most of the time ñoo dee reach out to nit ñi benn di nga am ci ñu reach out ci ñun ne you know dama bëgg ngeen invite ma parce que dama am lii ak lii ak lii waaye li ci ëpp ñun ñoo dee reach out ñëpp dinañ ko mën a tee dinañ am plateforme every week comme tey nii understand nga Friday la show bi jeex na ba ñu ngi commencé di analyse show bi ñu seet lan nga xam ne lañ ci war lañ ci sika ak yooyu noonu ñu waxtaane ko ba pare lante wante next week day kan la ñëw indi ku nekk di suggest name te ku nekk di suggest name mostly man lañ dee tas pour ma reach out to guest waaye daf dee nekk ak challenge dang leen di call ñun am nañ fi time yoo xam ne dañoo wax ak guest mu wax ñu ne dinaa ñëw ñu schedule ko ñëw ba toog fii 2 minutes to time nga text ñun ñu call la ne la show ba nga tade nga leen mënuma ñëw because of this and this xam nga loolu is the height of unprofessionalism dégg la fayuñ la waaye doo mën a yore place boo xam ne place si nguur la place si askan bi ñu ngi laa fay bi taxpayers money ba pare yow nga ne yow doo ñëw taxaw pour wax askan bi doo ñëw nga indi leeral doo ñëw pour askan bi laaj la question loolu tamit it's not fair so mënuloo toog tamit ne the media is not fair to me when you don't avail yourself to the media to be recognized to provide clarity where the need is and to provide facts and evidences. If you're not available to do that, people are just going to run with whatever they hear or whatever they feel, opinions. So it's up to them for you learn. Shouldn't they learn you talk that they are unfair, they're unfair. They will sit crying they're unfair unless you come and sit here. I'm not very understand? The thousands of people that are watching us, they never knew. You understand? Since we were appointed, how am I appearing on any media platform?
This is my first media.
Exactly. So the chilling and the same roadmap, the same projects, it's good the people you know they need it. The top of the president, the only time you learn this way, so president begin and tell or the president make a go on top, you get no chicken or make a chibolo. They are not only doing that, but they're also working on issues your hand. More aki, they need to get swing boba. That is the purpose.
That is what we do every day. Once I want to do them. The majority of the analysis, what can I do better today than what I did yesterday?
The consultation with the people need to represent.
Yeah.
We pay you with the taxpayers' money. Represent. They want to have langa defal. Langa make a death, langa plan for death, and langa plan for it's our it's our right for us to know. If you don't tell us, we ask, you should be able to tell us. They have been acting for so many years, understand that? And he's never agreed to come here. They have been elevated to the position. He doesn't want to come, and he has a plan.
If he has a plan,
Yeah.
I
don't say them they are coming because they came to Africa.
I take that back. I was not here for I travel. I know that. But after how many years of trying to
my responsibility, my to what I need. I don't see it as an enemy.
The point here is
right now. One lesson for the Sunni boom, attack.
Understand the political difference in town.
Position ñu gis ci seen bopp ay ñoo xam ne dañ jóge ñu ne def fa dara yaakaar bi nga tas ko
maa ngi wane sa suma mbokki Christian si ëllëg la Good Friday ñëpp
mooy Good Friday
waaw élection bi ñu ñaanal ñu tamit ñu somba yàlla na ñu ci ndam ñun ñëpp ndax Gambia will be Gambia is more important than any political party. The Gambia will remain the same. Any political party is more important than leader. So Gambia c'est la political party mun a am te na ñaan yàlla Gambia dem kanam la political party ndaw ñu mun fee nekk c'est commune waiting so ñu ñaanal ke fa nekk mu am ndam na su amee ndam rek man am ko sa ma yaa jëm su gisee ay to ay man ma support ya Jammeh man ñaan yàlla mu am ndam ci li nekk def ci biir gaal bi la nekk mo ma nekk ci biir gaal bi dama ñaan yàlla gaal bi ko bu léegi mo ci biir gaal bi ci gaal bi yàlla nekk en flag bi amin ñaan ba yàlla def
ñi bëgg a manipuler nga ñaan tamit ñu bàyyi manipulation boobu noonu ñuy dox si digga di wax si digga yow laa yónnee si président bi wax ko ne
excellent open door policy why do you have you write officially you deal with the officially
I told you because if you enter you tell you while you normally I do not receive a communication if you say well again you feed
suñu yëbante bi laay eggale ko mun naa am duñ nit sa ko bindal lettre boobu noonu di jaajëfal suma panéliste yi di am kontaan si programme bu yanja biñ am ni ci ajima bu sell bi di wax tamit ne dimanche mooy Easter mooy feeti Pâques di ñaanal quartier yi yëpp ci dëkk bi fii nii di ñaanal waa dëkk bi yëpp di leen ñaanal a blessed and holy Easter a happy Easter bi nga xam ne jeexal nañ weeri koor bi fu mu nekk nii bési mbégte la di wax ñëpp chrétien bépp christian si dëkk bi fii nii ak moo leen ku nekkul christian parce que dëkk bi ñëpp benn la di wax ñëpp ne Deo gracias di wax ne soo bi ni ñi ko dooleel mooy Kër Finder ñu ngi yëngu ci yëfi jaayam jënda ak ay sampa jaay kër dañuy jaay boo xam ne sampa nañ ko ba pare dañuy jaay parc kese mooy empty plot of land soo amee sa land tamit nga bëgg ñu sampal la ko mën ngaa jokkoo ak ñoom ñoom ñu sampal la ko nekk nañ ñu óor nekk nañ ñu déggu nekk nañ ñu jub ñoo xam ne the best of materials ni nga ko bëggee noonu lañ ko defaree they do tailor made they do custom made yaay wax naka nga bëgga ngeen binda ko sign ko ñu defal la ni nga ko bëggee ñi jaar ci ñoom yëpp amuñ benn sikka te amuñ benn rëccu kon Kër Finder óor na dem leen ngeen jokkoo ak ñoom di jaajëfal ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk ci gannaaw machine bi Charles Mami Moustapha Lamine ak Siré di leen wax jaajëfati ci liggéey bu rafet bi ngeen di def nii kontaan nañ loola bu dutoon yéen show bi ni du am di jaajëfal borom kër gi Fatou di ko ñaanal jàmm saa yu nekk di wax ne yàlla na fanaan bi saawaan di baawaan suñ boos buuba billahi man yàkkamti naa nga ñëw liggéey bi ngay def Amérique rafet na lool waaye man dama bëgg nga dellusiwaat jël sa toogu bi ma dellu fa ma nekkoon pour di mën a wax suma xalaat ak suma opinion si issues si ñuy discuss. I am so tired sitting here and not talk much. Understand si issues yi nga xam ne yooyu lañ nekk di discuss di wax ne ñi ñuy seetaan saa yu nekk yéen am ngeen solo te di leen always gërëm di leen ñaanal si saa yu ñëwee on Friday si seen teewaay ak seen teewlu di ñu seetaan bu dutoon yéen show bi nii mun ne ko noon jeex na fu mu nekk nii di leen fàttaliwaat rek ne am na kuñ fi indi woon muy Mariama Bojang ñu ngi ba tey di sàkku ndimbal ci turam ngir tolof bi nga xam ne moo ko dal moom ak injoñam du moom kenn rek waaye mboolem koo xam ne am na lu tuuti loo ko mun a may ak njabootam mu ngi am ay doom yu góor ay doom yu jigéen ak moom ci boppam parce que single parent la ñu ngay ñaan ñëpp ak ku ci mun a dimbale ak num tuuti nga call ko ci number bi 770 2670 770 2670 pour loo ko mun a dimbale rek num tuuti dinañ ko appreciate it will go a long way di wax yéen ñëpp ne Grand Bantaba is here to stay ñun sampu rek dañ sampu ba pare faxa dagandaluñu faxa daaneluñu soo tege na jël yàlla rek naan ndox bu sedda te xam ne ñun dañ ñëw toog te toog nañ ba pare jël nañ suñ place te askan beene ñun lañ soxla ñun lañ bugga suñ liggéey amal nañ leen njëriñ kon donc ànd leen askan bi ngeen nangu loolu noonu di am kontaan te di leen ñaanal ajuma bu sell di leen ñaanal week bu sell ak weekend bu restful until we come your way again beneen yoon ci ajuma
Kër Finder is a real estate company that focuses on property development within the Gambia. We pride ourselves with providing not just quality and durable houses, but also state-of-the-art designs tailored to our clients' tastes and expectations. Our unique experience and expertise is second to none in the industry. We are currently building and selling 3-bedroom bungalows at Sukuta Traffic Lights and Jabang, We're also building and selling 3-bedroom story buildings at Sukuta Paradise. Other sites are also in the pipeline. With CareFinder, payment options are available. With just 40% deposit, you can get your house started. For more information, contact us on 329-5188, 727-0049, 709-8418. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at CareFinder. With CareFinder, you are assured of a secure investment.